Welcome back to 420 FM. You're listening to Scoops and the Bitch. And also we have special guests in the studio.
It's Fritos and Mike's the Classa. What's going on, Fritos?
I wanna love ya.
You are not Fritos.
Love and treat you right. Damn, that's good shit. There we go. Alright, everybody. Let's go. Let's start off.
I'm Mike's the Classa.
I'm Fritos.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this game. I haven't played this game in a long ass time.
Oh, Yoshi.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
We played this not too long ago, right?
Yeah, we did play it together.
Did I buy this with all the Wii U games I bought? Or did we just...
Were we playing... What were we playing?
I don't know, dude. I don't
Go
remember if I
random.
bought this game on the Wii U or not.
Random.
Oh, this
think
controller
you
is
did. Or maybe you
decrepit.
did. Did you?
I have no fucking idea.
I don't think we played it on the Wii U. I think we played Melee or something.
Well, we're here
Anyways,
now.
what the fuck's going on? What are you guys doing here?
Oh,
this is chaos.
You gotta turn that audio down, dog.
I knew exactly how this was gonna be, and it is. I was like, maybe Smash won't be absolute chaos like it always is. And then we get in, I'm like, oh my god, why did I let
would
this
it
happen?
not be Super Smash Brothers? That's what it is made for.
It's a nightmare immediately. Here we go. At least we're not with like this. I like this group has more control than like Ben and Munchie and Nate or something. God, the clacking, the controller clacking.
Oh yeah, you gotta get that clack-a-lack going.
Oh my god.
That's how you know
really
you're
help.
playing a GameCube.
Anyways, what are you guys doing here?
What
are you guys doing in our YouTube video? Wow, how'd you broke through the fourth wall and now you're here.
The thing about you saying that is that from the perspective of people clicking on the channel, they have no reason to think that we are at your house and not you at our house.
That is true.
Like there was no clarification that would lead them to that.
But I started it with the Vic and Hope intro of
I guess
420 and the Bitch.
You
It
kinda-
said
yeah, you
guest
hijacked, so-
starring, yeah. So
That's true.
that establishes this as Vic and Hope content, guesting Digi Advance.
Which I am okay with because that means that Vic and Hope have to edit this and
It's
upload
not
Vic
gonna be.
doesn't
I
make
told you it's
shit.
not gonna. I'm not gonna edit
He's
it.
just gonna upload
I'm just
it,
gonna
so,
upload it directly.
Okay,
I
hold on.
streamlined the process.
Yes.
How fucking long does that take?
Oh, it takes forever. It takes for fucking
Because
ever.
it's because you don't re-render the videos that they have like insanely huge like file size.
They aren't that big. It's just our internet connection sucks ass.
Yep.
I mean, the reason I render like I edit all the Let's Plays not only because they're in like one big video, but also because like when you re-render it, it makes the files much more manageable for YouTube.
I mean that makes sense, but I think these are manageable anyways.
We have it on time
anything
mode,
takes forever
apparently.
for me.
Why the fuck did Yoshi win?
I don't know.
What did he? I never
I guess
got killed.
I guess I killed somebody.
Somebody.
Okay, well we need to make it stock.
You're right,
because
okay.
Time is stupid. But yeah, what we're doing down here is that New Year's happened, and I had very special plans for New Year's because our family. I think we've talked about this on Digibros that we
Oh,
have a
I love this.
special
Look at it.
way of doing New Year's.
I'm going
right?
up.
Oh.
That's
Oh,
amazing.
you're
That's so.
going up. That's so
Oh, you're the
good.
Wii U gamepad. I don't know how to.
Yeah,
I don't know how to
it's
even
a
fix that.
benefit.
Hold on. Let me see if I
but-
can fix
I
that.
think no.
Were you jumping randomly while you were playing before?
All I was doing was spamming like the fucking brick attack.
Let me do home. Let's see. There's gotta be a way to.
Well, anyways, while we're
What the
sorting that
fuck?
out, since this is
It's
not going to
fine.
be edited,
It's fine. I don't care.
Alright. Fuck
I'm
it.
fine.
Is it still
whatever
doing it?
works. Yeah, it's still.
Well, yeah, it is still hovering.
Like she can control over it.
That's
for you.
okay.
I didn't know it could do that with the Wii U
For
gamepad.
where I'm going,
Yeah.
I
Like I know it could do that with like some fucking GameCube controller.
Right.
That's strange.
I mean, the Wii U is a highly defective console.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got the Wii U on launch, but it wasn't working. And my dad returned it to buy groceries for our family because he went overboard that Christmas.
I mean, there were tragic Switch videos that came out like the first week after it was released.
It's so sad.
I guess if you're buying console on day one, there's like it's
There's no
guaranteed there's
chance.
gonna be a fucking problem.
Japan just has bad quality control.
Oh damn!
Oh!
And
This
thus,
is true.
May's YouTube channel begins.
There should be a board of directors to like
board of
oversee
anime
adaptations. Like, you shouldn't be allowed to make an adaptation if you're gonna make a shitty one. Like Berserk.
I mean,
They're doing
give
a
permission.
fucking
Like,
Studio Dean's gonna do a Junji Ito thing coming up, and it's like
it
this.
looks so bad.
It looks
looks
awful.
awful.
Yeah,
Oh, it looks
and it's like someone
It's
should
like-
be in
All
charge
I
of.
saw was like a screenshot of it, and I was like really sad.
You look at something like that versus the manga, and it really just makes you want to die.
but you gotta remember, the manga authors always give permission. Like, they have
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
give like
yeah,
a lot of
they do.
permission.
But like they don't know, they're ignorant. They don't understand that
No, I
they're gonna
think
be
I
part
think
of
they
press.
he's well aware.
Maybe
that
they're
he-
I
tossed
think
up.
they're aware.
But I think he understands that like all of
Well,
his
look,
fans are
there's
they're not going to
have already seen his work and familiar with it.
There
Yeah.
very rarely is like a negative benefit to even
Oh.
having a shitty adaptation.
Yeah. At least,
Yeah.
Because like
somebody-
it's gonna
Yeah,
draw
it's-
more eyes to your work, especially like if it's worse and like everybody knows it, then it's gonna make people want to go read the manga.
Yeah.
You know?
And
And, like,
source material, but-
I would say,
especially if it goes on break forever. Like Attack on Titan, the manga was probably so helped by the fact that the anime took so fucking
Yeah.
long to continue,
Yeah.
because people just wanted to know the rest of the story. You know?
I'm sure Berserk has like it's jumped in popularity a lot, even though the fucking anime is garbage, you know. But everyone
yeah,
knows.
But yeah, so much for talking.
I mean, Berserk was already like the most popular show of
Yeah.
its own, so I don't know. I don't
Figure
know.
out how
if
to
that-
jump guys.
I think
I would say Berserk has always been super popular, but it always felt underground until like everyone became aware of the fact that it was just everyone has already seen it. Oh wow.
Maybe. Berserk is like the most popular manga in the West of all time.
Yeah. Fuck, man. I got surgery on my nose today.
How did that
No,
go?
sir.
It went fine. They just fucking loaded it up with Novocaine, so I didn't feel anything. But now I feel everything, and it's just a constant stream of pain. Not the worst pain. It's a tolerable pain, but it's weird, man.
This
Shit
thing
is weird.
Annoying.
Alright, someone died. I don't even know who or why. Okay, let's hope. I think how
that's
May
gonna be-
almost said it was me, even though she's not dead. Like, what do you think is happening right now?
I'm not really sure.
It is pretty chaotic. You're actually winning though.
I
Am
know.
I? Oh, her? Oh. Who? What? When? Where? Why?
Did I die? Hell yeah.
How?
Oh. Well, you went from winning to dead, so good job.
It's okay.
Oh god, now I'm
I have
staying
very
calm.
It was
Important.
it was a very weird like scene transition that was going on. I've very
I
rarely
should not
played
have
like
picked
the
a black
advanced levels
character
of
on
game.
this world.
Right?
I like literally didn't know where I was for half of it.
Using this as an opportune excuse to actually go to like the different
The
stages
only
of the game.
Smash that I'm like good at is the original. Like I'm really good at like
The N64 game. Fuck, I fucking killed myself. Let's
Nice.
play on like a more normal level this time, because I
Alright.
cannot comprehend that shit. There's too
Yoshi,
much for
he's
my
a fucking
tiny
G.
lizard brain.
You can do a gangster pose.
See, they're constantly trying to make Smash like, oh, we're gonna make it more like big and crazy.
Legalize
so that it's
Smash.
more party, more party all the time.
Yes.
But what they don't realize is that like the older players who like, I mean, Smash is probably more played by older people than younger ones nowadays, right?
Yes.
Like young people don't have parties. Old people have parties.
No, they just
That
play
is
Call
true.
of Duties.
If young people have like the kind of people who would have played Smash would have been people like us because we had three brothers. You know,
Yeah.
you got three brothers, you're guaranteed 3 players on a game. You're gonna play some Smash, or if you have like a couple friends who play Smash. But like, I feel like a lot of the younger kids would just play like on a Minecraft server. It's like
Yeah.
it's us older people who need the new Smash Bros to keep us going,
Yeah.
and us older people are too old to understand all this fucking weird shit they keep trying to put in Smash. And that's why we're all complaining about Smash all the time. There's no competition, no competitive new Smash, you know? Because they're like, oh, we're gonna make it the ultimate party game. I'm like, but like, I'm too old to party like this. I need to fucking, you know, like, I'm not fucking
You need
speedballing
structure.
coke and fucking heroin in the bathroom anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like I was back when I was like 14, you know?
I need like the
Back when I was
tournament, though.
drinking sweetened condensed milk by the
You're
spoonful.
disgusting.
And fucking, I don't know if I've ever talked about that in a video. Victor, have we ever mentioned that on Digibros?
I
not
don't
sure.
think so because it was new to me.
Yeah,
when I heard.
May did not know about this until the other
Your
day.
fucking sweet and condensed milk phase.
Yeah, remember when I used to just drink it? Like,
Yeah.
Dude.
I would literally I would buy
So
cans.
I don't know, like,
Yes,
what...
yes.
What
What?
was appealing
Why did
about
yeah?
it to you? Like,
What-
why-
Just
what
sugar.
started
It
that?
tastes
Yeah,
great.
Oh,
What
no.
inspired you to go, you know what, I should drink sweet and condensed milk, because it's like, it's a pretty obscure thing.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
because I
true.
found out about it. like
Like, in what capacity?
I might have found out about it because of the fact that all the coming on figures photos.
What the
people-
fuck?
You've seen photos of people coming on figures,
Uh-huh.
right? Have you seen that? Never?
No,
Never?
not really.
Well, it used to be a thing that people would come on their figures and take pictures of it, but like, people were always saying that it was probably just sweetened condensed milk a lot of the time, because like sometimes you could tell.
that
And you
where
were
you
like,
got the idea
you were like,
from?
whoa,
Well,
people,
check it out.
people use this as cum. I'm gonna
I
drink
was,
it.
I was probably like, what is sweetened condensed milk? And then Mom probably had some because she made cakes.
And you were like, this looks
And I
like a
was
good
like-
beverage.
I was like, I'm gonna try this, like, and then I probably like just tried like a fingerful or something. It was like, oh, this is fucking great. I mean, it tastes great. You just can't eat more than like a tiny amount of it,
yeah.
you know. But I would just get a spoon and fucking eat spoonfuls of it.
I got you.
Jesus Christ. Conrad is the milkman.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, it just tastes.
fuck.
Like
Oh,
like-
shit.
like
Oh, no.
really, it's pure sugar.
She got me.
But what was the other thing? Oh yeah, I used to go to McDonald's and just drink like 15 sugar packets.
Oh god.
I would just tear
And drink
them open.
mustard.
And then I'd take them
You're
home
pretty
with
edgy.
Well, drinking mustard was more of an attention thing.
Yeah.
Drinking mustard was like, hey, look at me, I'm a kooky kid. I can drink mustard. Like, it's not
I'm
like I did
strange.
it for. I did not do that for enjoyment.
I was
Yeah.
scarred for life with ketchup because I was at McDonald's and I was like 6 once and I saw like a little snot-nosed kid just sucking ketchup out of the dispenser. And I'm like, anybody could just do this at a McDonald's, and I doubt they ever
Jesus.
clean that shit. So like, I would never eat ketchup because I would just think of that.
That's hilarious. I can't help but notice that the only items on are Pokeballs.
Yeah, what's up with
nice.
this? I'm sure it's from whatever we were playing before on fucking.
That's the only way to play Smash.
Yeah,
Crap
I mean,
Smash.
those are the
Right
only
there,
good
fuck.
items, so I appreciate, but it just took me a while to realize.
Probably happened during RadCon.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh god.
But yeah, I used to just drink sugar packets. That was for pleasure. I would like put a bunch of them in my
For
pocket
pleasure.
and drink them all night.
For pleasure. Oh
after we went out
yeah.
somewhere. Dude, I like sugar so much. You don't understand. People really thought I was gonna get diabetes, but then I stopped. Then, ironically, I think my body caught on to like the fact that it shouldn't be having that much, and I became like unable to eat that much sugar. Like I can never finish like even a candy bar anymore because my fucking whole self will start to hurt. So I think my body might have built up like a defense from its own bad habits.
Wake up.
I get really freaked out when I see people with big diabetes legs.
Oh, stop.
Some of those ladies in the doctor's
diabetes
office today, and I was just like, what
Oh,
the
God, so
fuck, man?
Yeah, dog.
It just seems like a life of extreme pain and agony and just dread and like
I don't
self-loathing.
even really know how to
Nephrotism
handle it.
fasciitis.
You just had press A.
I did it, but I didn't really understand.
God. Get really focused on
What's this
Smash
little
Bros.
bird?
for a second.
What is that bird?
Yeah,
Talo?
fuck.
Is it Talo?
No, it's
No.
the fire tail.
It's Fennekin.
No. The bird.
I
You're
don't
right.
think it's-
Whoa, Kyogre!
Pretty sure Fennekin's a fox.
Fennekin's a
Yeah.
fucking Fennec. That's why he's Fennekin. I think I've gotten in trouble for calling it a fox.
Fuck.
A fennec is a fox.
It's a
called a
fennec
fennec
fox, yeah.
fox. It's a
Yeah,
desert
but
fox.
I've gotten in trouble for this.
No, well that person's an idiot because it is a fox.
Man. What's going on?
What's going on?
How's it going?
Well, we came down from
How's it hanging?
we came down from the frozen north
Yeah.
to the only place without snow that we've seen in weeks. And we're here to party and smoke hella weed with our mom.
You have smoked Halloween.
Mom's weed puts us to sleep, and so we've mostly slept, caught up on all the sleep we've been missing.
Oh yeah, it was glorious.
Yeah. And then we're gonna go back to Rochester and start fucking working.
Put our fucking noses.
Work.
pavement.
Player 3 is not in this.
I did random.
Player 3 is not in
What are you
though.
talking? I hit random.
No, he has
Oh.
a question mark.
It has a question
Yeah.
mark.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
pass this.
I don't know anything about Smash Bros.
You question mark, and then you'll know what the fuck you're gonna be.
Did I win that last match?
Oh, I'm Rosalina.
Wait, who
yes,
won?
you won.
Okay, I was like not paying attention when it was over.
Jesus Christ.
So what have you guys been up to?
We might as well talk about fucking smoking weed, man. That's,
Oh, yeah.
Like, you guys are here.
Yeah,
Like, that's the thing we've done while you guys were here.
Yeah, I guess the most interesting thing we could talk about is like the last couple days,
Exactly.
which have not been chronicled in any way.
Yes.
All right, well, do you want to start with the weed?
Yeah. We'll talk about start with New Year's. You know, how was New
I'm
Year's?
not ready to
What's
start
that
with New Year's. Let's start with the weed. I haven't really thought about what I'll say.
That's true.
All right, well, so the weed. So May and I, of course, smoke every day. Literally
Yes.
smoke weed every day. 420 for life.
Blaze it,
Yeah.
hardcore, hallelujah.
We've burned through hella weed in a very short amount of time. But even though we smoke all the time, we're lightweights, so we don't like. It's not like we're smoking an obscene amount of weed.
Yes.
Right? The way our mom does. Our mom is a super heavyweight, lifetime champ weed smoker. And the way that she handles weed.
Gold medal.
The way that she explained it is that she doesn't smoke often, but she smokes all of it when she gets it.
Yeah.
So she gets it on an occasion and then smokes it until it is gone, like in a non-stop fashion, even if there's a ton, you know. So like basically every 5 minutes she's like taking us into the bathroom, like, hey, because she smokes in her bathroom. She's like taking us into the bathroom, hey, let's smoke, right? And like every time.
And then she makes you do 3 fucking bowl packs.
Yeah.
Each.
So she her general standard is 3. She gives you 3 like small bowls for your personal bowls, and you're supposed to like finish each one immediately.
Jesus Christ.
Which is like a lot. Like that's what she was doing to all of us. You guys were in on this.
Yes.
But like, what you don't realize is that's way more than we usually
Yeah,
smoke.
like 1 is enough to like get
Yeah,
real
especially
high.
because she smokes really good weed. So like, mom's shit is like really powerful and potent.
Kush
like,
that smokes
like
so
the
good.
first time, back in the summer when May came to visit before we moved up to Rochester, like we smoked with mom, and like I was completely new to smoking. May hadn't been doing it for a while, so
I
like
had stopped. Like I had quit for
Yeah.
good.
yeah. So we were like not doing it, and then we smoked with mom and got like literally I was hallucinating. Like I started
Jesus
seeing
Christ.
shit. It was awesome. It was like the coolest shit in the world.
Oh man.
But all we really had time to do then was like smoke and fuck, and that was it. So we didn't really do anything else while we were high, because like we were new. Like I was new to it anyway. So like we hadn't started like doing like watching movies and listening to music
Really
and stuff like that. The kind of shit that we do now, you know.
Yes.
Like a lot more of like, hey, let's see how being high will affect us doing this, you know.
I think that's why we like getting high so much, because like everything is different.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a slightly different
it's
version
a really
of
cool
something.
way to like experiment with what your brain can do.
Right.
I really wish we had 4 controllers in Phantasy Star Online, because that would be so much easier to like
Oh.
zone out and talk
If
about
we,
stuff.
like, I foresee a future where Fantasy Online would be a perfect high game. Like,
Uh-oh.
that's a game where you can just
I've
zone
never
out for
even
5
played
hours.
Fantasy Star Online.
Yeah, we got it.
Oh man, if you guys want to play, I mean, we can stop playing this right now, go to the other house and find a GameCube controller and play Phantasy Star Online later. Or wait, because Hope's got to do stuff at 5 with her mom.
What time
So,
is that
we could-
over?
we could
'Cause
do
if
a
you guys
second
want, we can come
session,
over
yeah.
to, like, late tonight to our house and we can smoke weed and play Fantasy
We could
Star.
do another
You guys don't even have to
sesh.
smoke if you don't want to, but I definitely want to
No,
smoke and play that game.
I don't think we're ready to smoke again.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so we do it all the time, and Mom, you guys decided you were gonna smoke with us at New Year's. It was gonna be like a whole thing. Because
Yes.
the last 2 years, my first 2 times smoking were both with Mom on Christmas. So like it kind of became like a holiday thing that like, hey, let's smoke with Mom, because Mom's always got weed on the holidays.
Yes.
Because
Because she's gonna smoke anyways.
Well, she
And then
gets it
like,
for occasions, so like
Yeah.
she'll invite her friends over who have the weed, and then they'll all smoke together.
I think what,
Oh.
like, one of
Oh,
the big
I
things for
see how
me
it
is, like, Mom will smoke weed on every holiday. And, like,
Yeah.
I hate being the sober person in a group of people who are, like, high and drunk and stuff.
Right.
Like, I just feel weird,
Though honestly, like
and I hate it.
after being high with Mom a few times, I feel like she's been high for so much of the time that I didn't know that. that like it's just normal. Like the way she acts when she's high is what I consider her acting normal. You know?
Yeah. But then I'm just like I want to hang out with Mom more. So I'm just like, maybe if I smoke weed with her, we'll be on kind of the same wavelength, and like we can hang out more.
Way more high than she is if we smoke the same amount that she is.
Yeah.
Like definitely, like being the same amount of high is a big part of what makes it fun.
Yeah.
Like we always try to we have about the same tolerance, and so we'll try to smoke about the same amount. You know.
Yeah, we have like the same tolerance, like even when it comes to alcohol.
Yeah, we generally try to like match pace with each other so that we're always in the same mind state. Because like, when one of you gets way more high than the other, and you start like thinking way too deep of shit, then like that person can't really follow, or you feel like
and then you
alienated.
feel like you're taking care of that person.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, it's kind of like being drunk, where it's like,
It is
if
a
one
lot
of you
like
gets
that.
super fucking blackout drunk, then the other person has to take care of you.
Except that being mega high is not nearly as dangerous, so you don't feel like you're gonna fucking like when I'm mega drunk, I'm like, you need to take care of me. I might die, you know. Like when I'm mega high, I'm just like, all right, I'm thinking too deep. And the best part is, even if you get mega high, as long as you do it with somebody else, it's fun for both of you. You know, like sometimes we'll both get like exceedingly high, and then we can both tell that the other person is thinking about deep shit. You know, like we can both tell. Like I might have some like really ridiculous deep thought, and she'll be like, "Oh yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing." You know?
Guys are on that wavelength.
I did, but you went away.
I'm gonna
There he is.
Getting back to the chronology of events, on New Year's we were planning to smoke weed with everyone, and we did. But neither me nor Hope got high after smoking lots of weed. We smoked a pretty fair amount of weed.
It's just that the way. Okay. First of all, we had mostly been doing bong hits up until that point. For some reason, when everybody was in there, Mom decided to use the pipe.
We went back and used the bong again. Like we went back with Mom an hour later and smoked again, and like tried to get high. Because like if you're gonna smoke, I don't want to not get high. That defeats the entire purpose of the experiment.
Now, my theory was that the problem is that you were smoking like a cigarette, where you were trying to like take it into your mouth and then into your lungs or something. Because it seemed like you were trying to do that.
I mean, it's hard to get high the first time. Like, a lot of people.
I mean, everyone was just saying, a lot of the time you just don't get high the first time. And I was like, all right.
Yeah.
So the next day it was like, well, we fucking failed last time. Connor and May are still here. I want to do it with you guys. So we did it again.
That New Year's party would not have been the best place to get your first time.
Yeah, it was kind of
way too many people.
It was basically lame by the end, anyways.
This was by the way,
I was like having like world-shattering revelations every 5 seconds.
Oh my god!
Like, there's too many people who I'd never seen before. I was just like hanging on to Conrad the entire time.
Dude, like
it was so embarrassing.
Weird. Like I was uncomfortable around those people, where it's like my mom's old fucking friends, and I'm just like they knew me when I was a little kid and stuff, and I'm just like, but I don't want to talk to these people now. Like, it's weird.
Well, so I want to explain the background of this whole thing, like how this.
Please,
okay.
I'd love to hear your side.
So, all right. Here's how this all came together, and it did not. In the end, it all worked out fine, but it was not what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
So, our family does certain rituals for New Year's that I really like. We always eat donuts. We always burn our what's the word I'm looking for? Resolution into our drink and then drink it at midnight, which I think is really cool and symbolic and fun to do, right? So like and because it's a holiday based around drinking, like it's like that's the fun of it. Is you're gonna drink a whole lot of champagne. And a few years ago, at the start of 2015, me and Jesse did that video, the top 10 games of 2014, which is one of the videos one of what I think is the funniest videos I've ever been in. The one where I'm screaming about Metroid.
Yes.
And it was because that night I'd stayed up and drank like 3 bottles of champagne.
Yeah.
And like I just thought, man, what a cool holiday. Like it's all about drinking and I love it. So for the last few years I've been like very into New Year's. Well, when the holiday season was rolling around this year, and May and I have lived in Rochester for the last 7 months, I haven't seen anybody. I haven't seen any of the fam, So I was like, we'll go down and visit my family during the holidays. We'll do New Year's because it's my favorite holiday, So my mom asks me, like, for New Year's, do you want to have, like, just family, or do you want to have, like, a party? And I said, preferably just family. Now, the reason I had said that is because already, like, months and months and months ago, I had planned that I was going to propose at the moment that the ball dropped. Like, as soon as we hit the 1, we were going to drink our champagne, and then I was going to propose to May in front of everybody. I had planned this, like, from the beginning. Like, practically from when we moved in together. Like, as soon as I knew that we were...
As soon as, like, we could live together.
Well, because we had decided early on that if we wanted to get married, we should do it before we moved away.
Yeah, so my family can, like, attend the wedding.
Right. Because
I'm Italian, and I have a big Italian family, and they're not gonna want to come across the country.
No, if we tried to get my family and friends to do it, like, my core family will do it, none of my friends would travel. But I know, like, I felt like your family would care more than my friends would about being able to attend the wedding, you know?
My friends definitely don't care. My friends were roasting me on Discord.
Jesus.
Like, really bad.
Damn.
But,
Fuck friends.
That's the word.
Right there.
Yeah, her friends none of whom has made an attempt to see you in the last 6 months.
I mean, not that I have.
It's because you got a boyfriend, and so you're not a person anymore.
Man, that's
You prioritize someone you're in love with over. It's not just girl friendship. I feel like
These
it's
are
guy
her guy
friendship
friends.
too. Yeah, it's
these are
guy
all
friends.
guy
Oh,
Where
really?
I do not
guy
have
friends
any
seem to
girlfriends.
interpret
Oh, damn.
like as soon as you're
I
in a
would consider.
relationship.
I really just
One of
assumed
my
it was
top
girls.
girlfriends. That's horrible.
No.
Because guy friends want you to prioritize them over your
Well,
someone
it's
you're
because
with.
like
you
one
know?
of my close friends was like an ex, and he is
Oh,
extremely
yeah.
jealous.
Well, that yeah,
So he's
that's
butthurt, yeah.
definitely.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
So you know, I don't really need them. On the better things.
Shit. I got a lot of damage on me.
But yes, I got engaged,
Shit.
proposed to in front
Hard
of
counter.
strangers. Like,
Yeah.
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 Well, that
It
was
was chaos,
that
and
was
there's like so much
awesome.
going on, and I'm trying
Like,
to
you
get
were
fucking
running
hopes
around like a
champagne.
madman. I was just like, it's happening.
Well, and here's the thing.
All of
Here's-
the enjoyment of the
boy.
New Year's
here's
was
what
sucked out.
Here's what made it much worse is that because of Mom doing this, May already knew I was gonna propose to her when the ball dropped.
Yeah.
Like, that secret was out of the bag long ago.
Oh, yeah.
And probably the biggest dead giveaway of it was that when Mom
Dead
told
giveaway.
me, I'm on Facebook, like, what are you guys talking about? Are you saying
We're just
something?
doing a meme.
Alright, well, fucking...
I'm listening to you.
I can't tell if I'm interrupting you if you're talking over me.
No.
Anyway.
Oh my god.
Just sing a dead giveaway.
Oh, I couldn't understand what the fuck you were
What's
saying.
wrong? What a little pretty white girl ran into a black man's house.
Dead
Ran into a
No,
black
you
man's arms.
distracted by
Dead
giveaway.
Oh,
giveaway.
I killed myself.
I didn't realize the match started.
Yes. Okay.
We ate ribs with this dude.
But we didn't have a clue. There were girls up in that house. She said, "Please help me get out." There, get wet. There, get wet. There,
I'm
get
glad you
wet.
glad you could remember what that song was.
I listened to it fairly recently to introduce them.
Yeah, it's the show. I just killed myself again.
Anyway, so
This is not a good place for me.
so yeah, so I had already planned this idea. We're gonna have New Year's. We're gonna fly down to our house, to Mom and Dad's house, hang out with the fam. I'm gonna propose. It's gonna be super sweet. And this way, everybody can find out about it, and everybody will know that like we're getting married, right? And then we'll
Yeah.
talk after I do it. We'll talk about like where we're gonna get married and everything. You know, we'll have that discussion. And then her family can find out when we come back, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I'm imagining this.
I don't
night.
think my dad knows yet. He hasn't said anything. I haven't like put it on Facebook. Like,
My dad put it on Facebook,
I know.
so who knows? You know, he has a knack for friending everyone and everyone's
I
family.
mean, my
and
dad's
stuff.
not on Facebook, and neither is like the only person on Facebook is my mom. And my parents are over, so I don't think anybody knows. But I was gonna wait to announce it.
Wait till we get back home.
Yeah, I want to do it.
I feel like you have a control over your life and.
Oh yeah, I
break it
can't.
to
Right
be
now, I
able-
feel like I'm just like on the train. Like I can't get off.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that was particularly scary this on New Year's when the whole day you know that this is so okay. So the thing is that in order for it to happen on New Year's, we were gonna have to get the ring by then.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to just buy the ring myself because I don't know literally anything about wedding. First of all, I thought the wedding ring was the expensive one and that the engagement ring was the one that you just wear.
The wedding ring is just a band.
Well, that's the thing. I thought that you just replaced it. Like I thought you get a temporary engagement ring and then you replace
And then
it
you
with
return
a
the
wedding
engagement
ring.
No.
Well, not that you return it, just that eventually you wear something else. So basically, I didn't know anything,
I mean, you
and I was like,
you can just
I guess you
wear
could, yeah.
the
Right.
like, I don't think I'm gonna wear my engagement ring like 50, you know? Unless I want to.
unless that shit is
But
comfy.
it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
It's
So,
ideal.
well, because I didn't know anything, I was like, we're gonna shop for this together. I want to make sure it's something that you're gonna be happy with, that you're gonna want to wear forever, you know. So like, let's make sure we do it right. Well, then we were like, we weren't really spending a lot of time on looking
fuck,
for
Oh my
I
the
god,
ring.
made destroyed.
Nice.
I had like
Two
mad
stars.
like.
I really hate
Fuck
that
it.
level.
Yeah, that level fucked, man.
It's a bitch.
But yeah, so we hadn't really shopped for the ring at all, and it was coming closer and closer to the date, and it was basically a combination of me finding out, because I get on Facebook, and Mom's like, oh, you didn't sign the, that you're gonna show, because my mom does the thing where she'll, like, send an invite to
Yeah,
people on
yeah,
Facebook.
Yes,
sent me
it's
one.
very
Yeah.
serious investment.
Even though she doesn't take them seriously at all, like, she doesn't actually plan for the number of people that sign up. Like, whereas May's aunt, like, sent out, like, she, like, perfectly planned around the exact number of people who are gonna
Yeah.
show, and, like, if you show and you didn't do a thing, then
If
you're
you
in
don't
trouble.
RSVP, fuck up the whole thing. Just
Right.
right. Forward, you know.
Yeah,
It's
whereas,
one of those things, and I didn't even realize that I was sent an invitation because she like mass group texted it, but it was just a fucking JPEG.
it was just a weird picture.
Yeah, and I
Nice.
didn't want to open
Her
it. 'cause it was
invite-
some shit that my aunt sent me, and then
Yeah.
my mom's like, "Why didn't you respond yet?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
It was the weirdest, like she had photoshopped together, like,
She
an
does that
ad.
for everything. I should have known.
But it was very bizarre. So anyways, so yeah, my mom is like, why haven't you like checked the invite thing for the New Year's party? And I look at it, and I think my reaction was probably so dramatic that it was made you suspicious.
It definitely. I was already sort of suspicious. Like I was like,
Yeah.
well, he loves New Year's. Like, I
Right.
feel like that's probably when it's gonna happen.
And
Like,
you knew it was going to be on like a symbolic
Yes,
date,
yes, but
because I probably explained that.
I could detect. I had a
Yeah,
woman's
but
intuition.
I was like real upset. Like I was really, really upset with Mom for doing that, because I was like, dude, like all I have like planned for the entire end of the year is like we're gonna hang out with my parents and I'm gonna get engaged, and like it's gonna be super fucking weird if I have to do that in front of not only people I don't know who are my mom's friends, but also my own
that you
friends who I haven't talked to in a
long
year. and
fucking time.
Right.
And they're gonna be there like expecting you to talk to them, but you're like high out of your mind. Like,
Yeah, I'm like,
engage your girlfriend.
yeah, I'm like,
Engage your
like getting engaged, because sure, like, you know, guys like Brando or like fucking Brandon Tolentino who showed up at the very last minute.
Yes.
Like,
Literally.
those dudes don't even know what's going on with me at all. Like, they
Yeah.
have no idea what I've been up to.
Like, I
They've
kind of
never
told them
met
what you were up
me.
to.
They've
or at
never,
least,
like,
Brandon.
yeah, like, nobody knew that I was, like, that I had, like, the kind of relationship going right
Yeah.
now where I might propose, you know? Like, they don't know how serious our relationship is or anything. They haven't talked to me in a fucking year and a half, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, I was like, oh, man, this is gonna be so fucking weird. But then I was talking to my mom, and, like, so I told them. I told Mom and Dad and Victor and Shane. Just so that maybe... I was kind of trying to tell Mom, hoping she might, like, reconsider her decision to invite
Yeah.
everybody if I said that. But then she was like, well, don't you want all your, like, family and friends to, like, witness something that's special?
Fucking no!
I was like, not really, but, like...
I want to be alone on an island.
But I get what you mean. And then, like, I was like, well, there's gonna be, like, alcohol and weed, and so we're gonna be probably drunk or high anyways. Like,
Yeah.
so that'll give me the courage, at least, you know? And, like, I kind of wanted it to be, like, a little bit of a spectacle, you know?
In a sense,
Yeah, that's very fitting of you. I thought
Yeah.
it was extremely fitting of you. It
Right.
was just hella awkward, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah, it
it was
turned out really well.
unabrasive, and it's like, yeah, we're just gonna fucking get married right in the
Yeah.
middle of this shit.
Yeah, I mean, everybody was like,
was
congratulations and shit. We got lots of congratulations from people we don't know who they are.
Exactly.
Like, it's one thing for you to not know who they are, because you're just like, oh, these are just like, you know, his family's friends. And I'm like, no, I don't know who
My
these
favorite
people
part
are
was
either.
one of your mom's friends, the blonde lady. She was
Yeah.
like, I can't believe I'm fucking seeing this.
Yeah.
Me neither.
Yeah, and in her
Who
case,
are you?
that was Leah, and she was like,
Yeah.
because the only reason we know her is that when me and Victor were really little, like the first house we lived in Virginia Beach, was in a place called Green Run. I would have been like, I turned 6 or, yeah, I probably turned 5 or 6 in that house. So Victor would have been like 4 or 5, and she had 2 sons, that girl Leah, who were like our age-ish. So we hung out with them, and we lived there for about a year. But I think my mom was closer with her than we ever were with her kids.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know? And like, we never...
Cause she's around forever, and it's like, I'm not gonna like start hanging out with your kids. I don't really give a fuck about their life.
No, well, like her-
it's some people we knew a long fucking time ago.
Right, well, her kids, like, we were never that close with them, and like, we never kept in contact with them after moving away.
Yeah.
But my mom kept in contact with their mom, because she's kind of like
That's what
a
she
cool
does with
stoner
everyone.
chick. Well, especially like anyone who's kind of like cool. Like, Leah's like a tattooed stoner girl,
Yeah.
you know? Like, my mom's obviously gonna be friends with someone like that, and she's very like down for stuff, you know, like coming to a party.
Yeah.
Where some of my mom's friends are not at all like that, you know? But like, it's definitely like, from her perspective, she's like, oh man, this kid who I've known since he was a little baby is getting married. That's crazy, you know?
Yeah.
From my perspective, it's like, oh, this lady who I've never really known, she's just kind of been around for some reason. I don't know anything
Yes.
about her, is watching me get married.
I feel like an obligation to like fucking interact with these people because they've known me forever, and I'm just like,
Right.
I don't like want to. You know, this is not someone I would ever interact
But
with in real
all
life.
we've ever known them for is coming over and drinking or smoking.
Yeah, with
Like,
our
we
mom.
don't know
Like-
anything about their lives or anything. My parents probably do. They probably know what their deal is, but I don't know what their fucking deal is, you know? So anyways, yeah, so there's like a bunch of people at the house. Half of them are my friends, but like, who I haven't talked to in forever.
Mm-hmm.
And the other half are my mom's friends who I don't know at all.
You know,
And then some of them,
another thing with
a few of them are people who are like those people's like friends who just like Leah's like sister and her sister's
Yeah.
husband, who were just there because they had nothing else to do on New Year's. You know, like there were some people who were there who even my parents don't know who they are. You know. What were you about to say, Vic?
But I feel like because I'm a quiet dude who doesn't talk to anyone, when I talk to those people, then they take it as like me not wanting to deal with them when like I can't deal with anyone. Like it's not just
It's
them.
not just you,
Like I
you
don't
deal with
want to
anybody.
talk to fucking anyone. Like I would not. I would, if you were a random person who came up and talked to me, I would also not want to fucking deal with you. 'Cause that's what you feel like to me.
Yeah. Anyway,
Ugh.
so yeah, it was a lot, but it was still fun.
mad.
Everybody there was down for like, you know, was DTF,
Yes.
if you will. So, but yeah, like, so it's a combination of not only are we like high and drunk, and there's a bunch of people we don't know, but like May knows she's getting engaged too, so she's as nervous as I am, if not more so, about this. like we're just, but
I'm
literally
just, I just feel shame. I don't know.
we're like almost the entire last hour of the night just sitting on the couch, like holding hands, like bracing ourselves
Yeah,
for what
like-
we know is about to happen.
It's about to
Like
go
just
down.
waiting for the countdown
I
timer.
felt so bad that I knew it was gonna happen. Like I got my nails done and stuff.
Yeah. Not only did she get her nails done, but the ring finger is like special.
Yeah.
So it's like very clear that she did. But I mean, it couldn't be helped because like we had to get the ring before that date, and like so like at first, because we put it off for so long, it got to a point where I was like, all right, baby, well we have to ring shop in the next 3 days, or else like we will not. Like we bought it the
I
night
kind of
before.
Oh, I
we
didn't know
left.
you bought it that soon.
I mean, I kind of like doing last minute crazy shit like
Yeah,
that. Like,
I
that
do
was
too.
really fun for me.
It was a lot of fun, and I had a feeling we
waited
would
to
do
the
it last
absolute
minute.
last minute.
It just
like,
meant
the day
that no
before.
matter what, you knew that it was happening down to the literal minute that it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know?
You guys are great. You're the April and Andy of
I
the
mean,
world.
it was more exciting just how you were gonna do it.
The,
Like,
From Parks and Rec. You guys are successfully
I don't think our
Audrey
personalities
Plaza
really
and-
are like those.
Yeah, but you capture their essence of like you have a childlike wonder of the world and
autistic.
yeah.
Didn't I compare you to Aubrey Plaza for some
You
reason
did,
recently?
and I got upset.
See, that
She's
seems
hot,
like a very
though.
odd,
She is hot, but I mean-
very April thing to do.
Yeah, that's true.
So it made us
You guys
like,
are perfect.
made us not like Parks and Rec.
it's medium.
Oh my god. Yo, get the fuck out of here. Never mind. You can leave. Parks and Rec is a
Get out.
goddamn masterpiece.
It is.
I have the highest.
Parks and Rec.
And no one quite
It's alright.
appreciates
I'm
Parks
not
and
gonna
Rec like
shit
me
on
at
it.
home.
I'm just saying it's not my
so good.
favorite show. You know?
It made me a better
It's a
person.
normal
It does.
show.
It
Made
fucking
Victor a
renovates
better
easy.
person, apparently.
Well, that's okay. So my sister likes to binge
feel like
watch,
without Parks and Rec,
shit on Netflix, like in a whole day. Like we watched Scrubs in like 3 days. Like, the whole
God,
day.
fuck
And
that.
every time I didn't have a bedroom, so everybody would just be in the family room watching Parks and Rec.
Okay, so you
So-
were mentally
so you were
scarred.
forced to.
Oh yeah, I was
So that's
forced to
the problem.
consume it, all of it.
Jesus.
Against
But
your
I
will.
wasn't. It wasn't like the main channel to
Fuck.
focus. It was just like background noise.
I almost
That's how it's
partially
always been
credit
for me.
Parks and Rec for our
You know,
relationship.
it's not good
Why
background.
is this?
I don't know. I just feel like it made us better
just
people.
feel like it inspired you.
It's the first thing ever to be optimistic about relationships and like being married and stuff.
That's what
like,
I like
Yeah.
about it.
That's
very
that's
true.
what gets me so fucking jazzed about it because it's like good people who get together for good reasons and stay together because they're great people.
They're not just
and it's
shitheads
like
to each
wow,
other.
they aren't just shitheads. It's not just relationships failing all the time. They
I don't know.
Well,
they come
well,
come
it's
up with
that-
more
it's that
interesting
they don't-
plots than just failure.
It's not just that they're good relationships, but that they are not trying to make them split up for drama.
Yes, exactly.
Like,
that's
that's
like
what
everything in
shows
the
would
world.
do, you
Because
know?
I feel like
yeah, I
most
agree.
most
It's-
media is interested in the beginning of a relationship and
And
the
then
end of a
destroying
relationship,
it.
and not what happens in the middle that like is actually enjoyable about life. They just want you to feel like everything is fucking gloom and like everything's gonna end and fucking the people you love are gonna change and they're gonna fucking leave you in your middle-aged life and then you're gonna become a transgender man. Like everything's gonna go to
The Curb
hell.
Your Enthusiasm.
You're gonna fucking
playing in the background as you say that.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna die. But I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Like,
We'll see. Don't get too focused. All right. Shit. Oh gosh, you got me.
The focus got too.
Well, I feel like Victor and May were the ones having the conversation. And now they're like
Now
focused
we're
on
ready.
I'm sorry.
fucking-
I was just gonna say that like my ideal relationship probably came from like reality TV, you know?
Oh my
Like
god.
fucking the Osbournes, you know?
Oh,
That's,
yeah.
Like,
I
that's,
do
that's
think
my dream couple.
We
like,
have talked about the fact
I'm
that we
sorry.
think we will eventually be the Osbournes.
Amazing.
Because we are going to be very famous. May and I are going to become very famous.
Oh no!
She
You
did it!
Correct.
I hope you guys are prepared for how famous we're going to get.
Yes, I'm very prepared.
Shit.
You're gonna be quite famous.
Because we figured out that while I'm already kind of famous, like, she has even more drive than I do to be famous, and that'll bring the drive out of me to be famous.
Oh, yeah.
All you gotta do is want to be famous and you'll be famous, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I wanna be-
I was about to say it's like Total Drama Island.
Oh my god.
I wanna be
Whoa.
famous.
I was really, really into that show when
That
it
I think
came
you
out.
were. It sounds like
I
you
was
were
like way into that show. That's how young.
not into that fucking show.
That art style hurts me.
Oh my god. I was like in love with one of the characters.
It
Like
hurts me so much.
deeply in love.
I appreciate that you can appreciate Total Drama Island. Oh, it was funny sometimes. If you actually sit down and watch it.
That was a
It's
show
just the
that...
idea of it.
Well, that was a show that, like, we would have never watched, but when it was on, I remember, like, every time I'd see it, I'd be like, this show seems like there's a lot more to it than meets the eye, you know?
I only really watched the first season because like they had like several seasons
They had a
and
lot
they
of
had like
stuff.
fan
Spin-offs, all
characters
sorts
come
of
on
shit.
and shit.
Jesus.
But I was like part of the OG fandom. I have a Total Drama Island video that has like several thousand.
What?
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
What was this?
When I
Is
was
it
a
total
fucking
drama
kid.
analysis?
No, it was literally just a video, like a slideshow, of how I
Oh
would
my
order
God.
the characters to be eliminated without any explanation.
Nice.
But it was like, it was one of the first videos like that. A lot of people found.
Jesus. Oh my god.
Whoa.
Literally,
Get outta
you've
here.
had just. I want everybody to know. This is how I know we're going to be famous because May has already had several viral videos before.
Amazing.
Like she had a 1 million view video way before
Really?
I was a YouTuber.
What
Because
the
she
fuck?
did a song upload.
Yeah, Phoenix 1904 or something. I made a lyric video. Of
Do you know that
Huh.
song?
And
Hope?
it's the
I
only.
do.
It was the only existing lyric video at the time. So.
Whoa.
Vic,
Way to
if-
have your fucking
Vic,
pulse,
if you
your
heard this-
hand on the pulse, finger on the pulse.
Yeah, I mean, if you heard this song, Vic, you'd be like,
I
"Oh,
was
I see. This is
very
like
into,
girl
like-
music."
It's girl
Oh,
music.
I know
He's
what
heard
Phoenix is.
before. He knows.
Oh, you know
Everybody
He
knows
girl
who
music.
Phoenix
I had never heard of them until you told me this story.
Exactly,
Because
'cause
they
you're male.
submitted to my girl music, so
Yeah.
No, I
Definitely.
learned about Phoenix from a different hipster girl.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Australian hipster girl?
You know
No,
how
not
many
her.
you know how many girls I've talked to in my life. So.
I don't even know.
Which girl was this, Victor?
It was the lesbian girl.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay.
Ugh. Ah.
So anyways,
Yeah.
she had like 1 million views Phoenix video. They got taken down for copyright. And then
Yeah,
she
right
also
on.
had like 100,000s of views Total Drama Island video. Are those the only like bigger ones you've had?
Some of my work had some videos that were really big. I had
like how big?
not anywhere near as big as that, but for the
no.
community, they're pretty big. I was like kind of friends with a lot of famous people in that community when I was a kid, I guess.
You can't talk any shit about the Brody community.
I really can't, I guess.
Like you
I
were
guess
the
I
exact
fucked.
same
I'm
type
really
of figure
sorry.
in the Warrior Cats. Although you're
Warrior
probably
Cats.
younger.
I was much younger.
And in the intended audience of
Yeah.
the product. So
I
you
mean,
can
they're
talk a lot
also
of shit about the
books.
Brody.
You know, Brody's it's like a TV show. I was reading books.
Yeah.
Lots and lots.
Are you trying to say it's like more like
It's a
culturally
definitely
advanced?
more of an elitist fan.
She was doing what
I see.
people want kids to do.
Yeah.
No,
Read
definitely
books.
not.
Not at all.
Yeah. Like, are you sure you want kids reading books?
About
Like,
cats fucking and killing each other.
because the books they
Oh,
find that they
yeah.
like are a little out there. Maybe if I had found books like that as a kid, like I would have given a shit about reading.
Oh yeah, when you
Didn't know it was
described
out
Warrior
there.
Cats to me for the first time, it felt like something that like Victor would have been
Probably.
because it's literally about
I mean,
like
warriors,
badass cats fighting
cats.
each other.
Sounds pretty good to me. Sounds like a good 10-year-old Vic
Yeah, I think you probably
Fine.
would like Warrior Cats. Even though it's more of a chick thing.
shit. Yeah,
It's
but like
definitely,
I've
like-
always been
I
more
mean,
of a
there
chick.
were lots of guys who liked it to pick up chicks.
Victor
Fucking
was a
roleplay
big
of some chicks.
Victor was a big animals boy. as a kid.
animals. That was my passion. My drive. I wanted to take pictures of animals.
I wonder if Warrior Cats would have been too violent for you. Like, how often do characters die in Warrior Cats?
It depends on which series. Like the original series, they died all the time. But as the characters had more like of a story behind them, they didn't kill them off as much.
That might be a bit much. I don't want to see cats
I don't know.
die.
If you ever read like Watership Down, you probably.
I don't know what the fuck
Victor
that is.
doesn't know.
It's
Another
about
book.
rabbits.
You lost
that
me
kill
at
each
Have You
other.
Ever Read?
It's another book about
Yeah.
animals killing each other.
I was gonna say you lost
I read
it. Have you
Bunnicula.
That, no one died in Bunnicula, Victor.
But a lot of the vegetables died.
Vegetables.
And fruits. Because it was funny. Anywho. Oh yeah, so we smoked weed.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Back to the
Very
matter at
off
hand.
topic.
Well, just to finish off what we were saying, with the engagement thing, like, because we were literally in Boston, like, scouring Boston for engagement rings.
At like
Oh,
these
wow.
really like high class stores.
Yeah.
Nice.
We couldn't find anything we liked.
Right.
Like,
So what we figured out is that any chain store don't even bother because they all have the same shit.
Yeah.
Like it all, like not that it's literally the same, but that it all looks exactly the same. And we kind of realized that that's because probably most of the time it's just a guy goes in and just buys whatever
Yeah.
cool looking ring is like
Whatever the
it's-
most expensive thing is.
well whatever's in
whatever
his
the
ring.
sales
And your
yeah.
ring.
you should do because we
Yeah.
don't know shit about it.
You like explain a couple things about your spouse. They say, oh, she'll probably like this, you know, and
You know everyone's gonna say the same shit because they're a bunch of generic tools.
well, I mean, some of the rings are a little bit more masculine or feminine. Some of them are more centered around a big central diamond. Some of them are more like not. Like I can definitely easily imagine like going in there and be like, oh, my girl like really will not want like a giant centerpiece because she's
Yes.
not like that. Or my girl will definitely want a giant centerpiece because she's like that, you know. But like,
She a rich bitch.
but that's like the main difference. Like otherwise they look exactly the same. They're
Yeah.
just like arranged a little differently. Then you can go to antique ones, and those places will have like really unique and distinctive stuff, but like it might not be like universally sized, or it might just be like weird in some small way, you know. So, but we eventually found like an antique place that had like a perfect. Like exactly the first one that you were like, oh, I really want that
yeah,
one.
I'm really happy.
Because that's what we were looking for. We were like, we're not gonna stop until we find one that's like, okay, that's like the one. Unless we never find that in
then
time.
we just buy a cheap one.
Right.
Because I don't really care that much for
But,
I love my ring so much.
So we picked it out. We picked it out together. Came down the next day, and well, I guess it was 2 days before we were actually. Yeah, we were like, so the whole time, it was just the weirdest experience because of the fact that we're down here at home. We had to sleep in Mom and Dad's room because my mom decided to overbook this party and like invite everybody. They had invited some other friends who would need a room, and they gave them the guest room.
Also, a baby running around this party.
Yeah, there was a baby at this party too.
She was so cute.
Yeah,
she was
adorable little baby, and meanwhile, like, yeah, we didn't have the guest room, so my parents gave us their room, and we're like, basically the whole first day, we're just like, can we fuck in here? Like, is it gonna be weird if we fuck in here in my parents' room? Like, are they gonna be mad if we make a mess in here? Like, what's
They definitely were, even though we got permission from them.
Oh yeah. Like, they, like, literally that, like, the first night, because we came in the morning, and then we just kind of, like, we smoked weed with Mom right away and passed out.
Yes.
And then we woke up later and we're at dinner together, and I'm just like, so, Dad, can we fuck in that bed? Like, I'm just, can we do that? Like, I need to know, because we will, but I want to know.
Yeah,
if we
even if
can.
you say no.
Yeah, even if you had said no, we would have done it, but I just want to make sure we've got, that there's an understanding that you guys
you're
don't
gonna
think.
fuck in that
I
bad.
did not
Yeah.
mean to.
We just want to make sure they don't think we're gonna be like.
I think Mom expected that.
I think they both did, but like that's
From
why.
the first time we were here.
Yeah.
Well, apparently we left a huge mess the first
Yeah,
time.
apparently you did.
Imagine the mess.
I'm
that
guessing
was.
Mom has not shut up about
No,
that.
she's not.
It's
Oh,
fucking
God.
amazing.
Great. I mean, I think we're developing a reputation as the couple who fucks all
yeah.
I think you very quickly developed that reputation.
But
I think it became a pretty big meme, like, immediately. With all of your talking about sex and podcasts.
look, man, I don't know how other people live their life.
I mean, true.
But anyways, so we were trapped in Mom and Dad's room, and it was super weird because they constantly want stuff. Like, we're always like right in the middle of something, and they come knocking on the door. Oh, I forgot my. I'm like, if y'all gonna give us the room, give us the room.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Well, like on New Year's Eve, like people had all their shit there and stuff, and you guys just immediately went in there.
Because they gave us the room. They're like, yeah, this
Yeah.
is your room, and I'm like, all right, like just so you know. Like, we just got back from Boston where we fucking had a hotel room that we could do whatever we wanted, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, and we live at home. We're used to freedom. Total freedom. Not used to having to wear pants all the time in the house, you know?
Jesus.
Having to put on clothes to go to the bathroom. That shit's retarded.
Pants are bullshit.
Imagine, Victor, if every time you had sex, you had to then put on all your clothes before you go to the bathroom.
That'd be pretty fucking ridiculous.
Right?
That would be absolutely intolerable.
That's what we have to do at home.
Like,
Because we're in the guest room now, so if we want to go to the bathroom across the hall, right
yeah,
there.
but you're on vacation.
It's a
you know, there's
5-foot
expected
wall.
inconveniences.
No, vacation's supposed to be not
Vacation
inconvenient.
is supposed to be like.
Not a vacation at your parents' house.
Well, that's why it
I would
shouldn't
not
be
have
that
sex
way.
at Hope's parents' house. It's too
God,
disgusting.
Well, we fucked on both our parents'
Oh,
you now,
yep.
so
And I have
we've evened out
dog
the,
We have.
we've evened the score.
Nice.
I had to.
Well,
No.
Shade beat you to that. You know, living in that room for a little while on that bed.
Oh well,
Yeah, he was first.
sure, but the point is that we also used her
Yes.
dad's bed. So now we've evened out the score.
Very clean.
And now she knows exactly how awkward it is every time we're at her dad's house again.
Jesus.
Because she was like, oh, I'm realizing what you experience all the time. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, because I had no shame about it. I was just
No.
like, yep.
And I didn't at our house
Like,
either.
my brother and sister are gonna hear and like,
Yeah,
you
like,
know,
you were
it's gonna be like
explicit-
that.
Her brother has heard us in the shower and been like, yo, can you not fuck in our one shower? Like, he was like pissed off at us.
Oh my god.
And,
Yeah.
and then I had the same exact attitude though at our house. I was just like, oh, my mom and dad said we could fuck it here, so we're gonna destroy this place. Like, you know how much shit I've had to hear them do? Like,
They have a big shower.
you know how many times I walked in my parents' room before I was a kid? At least 2 or 3.
I managed to avoid drowning.
So yeah, that was the party. Then we got Vic and Hope high. The next day,
Yeah.
after the party,
We came to
pretty
our
short.
house. I mean short. That was like all day.
Well, I mean, the actual part where you were like mega high.
The part where I was mega high was probably kind of short. Because we were smoking for a
really
while and it
struggling.
was taking me a long time to feel anything. So I kept smoking more and more. And then we're sitting there watching fucking Nazca of the Valley of the Wind. And like, I'm just like,
Too spooky.
I was just so
That movie
concentrated
was
on...
great. Like,
We gotta
I
finish
can't wait.
it.
to
It was a
finish
trip though,
that.
because it was
We could finish
dubbed
that
and
tonight,
like...
smoking.
Oh, the
Shut
dub
the-
was great.
Oh yeah, the
Love
dub
the
the dub of Nazca is really
my
good,
God.
and it's clearly like an all-star like professional dub. Because the dub of Redline was insufferable.
Oh, that was really bad.
because it was all like
Corny, Funimation
well, the thing is,
shit.
it was definitely like Funimation actors, and I just found that they were unlikable. Like, I couldn't like JP as a character
yeah.
because I hated his voice. Because
It's
everyone
too
just
cheesy.
everyone just sounded like they were doing a monotone smooth guy voice. Like, no one was acting, they're just doing a voice. Dubs, the dubs are fucking terrible, unless you
Oh my god,
actually...
I'm sorry.
Why?
I'm so sorry.
And then it's still moving up.
But anyway,
Like the hardest to play.
yeah, Nazca's dub is fantastic.
Oh yeah?
So you were high.
Anyways, I was high. We're watching Nazca, and I started thinking about like the voice and the dub and the mouth movements were like really fucking me up.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't stop watching the mouths and seeing like how off they were, and like I definitely would say everything would sound super like surround soundy. Like it was intense the way everything sounds. And then all of a sudden I start fucking slipping, man. I start ripping hard balls.
That's where you were put on a wave.
Because like I could feel a physical sensation like going from the front of my brain to like the back of my brain, like over and over again, and like just falling deep into like these physical like it felt good, like a little massage on my brain, but then it was also terrifying because I couldn't explain what the fuck it was. And then like I can only describe it as my consciousness was going in these circles where like I could comprehend everything that was going on, and then I would get this feeling like I'm half asleep, and then I would get a feeling like I'm waking up and realizing where I am over and over again, like every 5 fucking seconds. And like it would feel like things that I did, like I walked to the bathroom and it felt like being on the couch was something I did yesterday. Like it was a fucking trip. And like everywhere I'd walked, I feel like I had just now got there, and like yesterday I had walked there, and like I was fucking all over the place, and I started freaking out. And I was just like low-key panicking in my head.
Yeah, 'cause
it's
you
like,
weren't saying
oh
much.
god.
Like nobody
Well, 'cause
thought you were freaking out.
I was trying not to be fucking annoying about it, and like I
Right.
wasn't like panicking like, oh my god, save me, like help me. I was just trying to like stay
Yeah.
cool. But like I felt like I was slipping away and dying. Like I felt like I was
I know how that
leaving the world.
I know how it feels when like you like don't want to be a bother, but like you
Yeah.
are like in insane fear.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. I was like, I don't want people to like feel sympathy for me or think I'm like overreacting or anything.
That was,
but like I am low key fucking flipping
So
out.
the first time we smoked in our new house, so like okay, when May and I got together, it just so happened that I spent a week in Portland with my friend Blind Skywatcher, and we
This
got
is all your fault, Blind Skywatcher.
yeah, he did this to us because he was it was a combination of him and my mom
And me.
and you, but like because you
What the
were like you had smoked before, but you weren't doing it.
Yeah, I
anymore.
just really wanted to try it once with you, but
Right, but we loved it way too much.
Yeah.
And I had smoked all week with Blind Skywatcher and gotten really used to it. And then Mom smoked us up at home, and basically the first time we fucked while high, it was like, there's no going back from this. Like, we have to be able to do this whenever we want, because it's way too fucking good. So then, the first time we got weed was from her brother, and, like, we had him over, and we were all smoking together. But, like, he can outsmoke us by quite a bit, and I got, like, way too high. And, like, there was a period where I just kind of, like, retreated for a little while, like, left you guys downstairs and I went upstairs to, like, recollect my thoughts and stuff, because neither of you seemed like you were nearly as bad. Like, he didn't even seem like he was high, really. Like, he was just kind of munching shit.
He always does that because he likes to feel like...
He likes to feel like a badass.
He likes to feel like everybody else is a pussy. Because he'll, like, say shit like, oh, you guys are being outrageous, and it's not fun to smoke with him. It's
exactly.
Like, don't you, like,
are
you're high too,
smoker
right?
elitist.
Yeah, he's constantly high-shaming you. Like, because all he does...
That. It's like, dude, I smoke to get high. It's fun.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna act like a high person.
At least, like,
Sorry.
when I look at May and be like, dude, I'm freaking out, and then she'd be like, yeah, dude. I'm just like, yeah, alright.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not doing bad, because May seems like, yeah, dude.
We both totally play into... yeah, her brother was all, like, on his phone, like, looking at goofy videos and just eating, but he kept being like, y'all tripping, man, y'all tripping, and we're just sitting there like, nah, dude, like this apple is that good, because that was the night we had those super good apples.
Yeah, those are amazing. That was like a $5 apple.
Yeah.
I was fucking enjoying that shit.
But yeah, that night I definitely got on that shit you're talking about, where I was like, I don't know if, if I describe this to other people, they're gonna get too worried about me, so I just don't even want to say it.
Fucking exactly. Yeah. I was like, I feel like I am actually dying. That I could die at any moment.
You smoked a lot of your
God.
mom's weed, right? Yeah, you got high together. Did you ever feel like you were gonna faint? Because when you're standing there, like, multiple times, I felt like I was gonna faint, and I was like, I can't smoke anymore. Like, I feel like I'm dying.
I felt,
I did not feel good.
What was the time recently that I said I was gonna black out? Oh, that was a spicy broken.
Oh
I
my
almost
God.
blacked out.
We have to talk about that.
We could do that after we tell the rest of the
we gotta share the rest of our pothead thoughts.
But like, yeah, I kind of know what you mean. I think it was partly because Mom would make us smoke so much at once.
Yeah, like first thing in the morning too. I don't know, like that.
Dude.
Like yesterday,
Well,
I felt really fucking sick.
Dude, okay, here's why I don't like the way my mom smokes. It saves you on weed for sure. Because the way she does it is each of you just pack yourself a little bowl and you smoke it all the way through.
Yeah.
The problem is that you have to be inhaling for a very long time, and I started to get lightheaded a lot of the times that we were doing that. Like, for me, I'm like, I can't draw in that much non-oxygen without getting lightheaded and potentially passing out. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Because I started to feel that really hardcore when I was trying to smoke up Victor yesterday, because we had to make him smoke so many fucking times, and I was trying to, like, pace match him so that if he did get mega high, somebody would be, like, kind of on his level, you know? So I was trying to, like, stay, like, really up there. And, I started to get real lightheaded just from the lack of oxygen. But,
It was interesting.
But Mom's weed also makes me real fucking tired. Like,
yeah, I was also just kind of, like, the second time after I came down and, like, we smoked a little bit more, I was just kind of like, I just feel, like, tired and, like, slow.
Yeah. But you also got to realize that, like, there's a lot of different types of weed and different effects it can have, and Mom does not keep track of what she has at all.
Yes.
Mom does not know anything about her weed. She just gets it from her
seems
friends.
ridiculously irresponsible. Like, she just doesn't give a shit.
She just doesn't care because, first of all, she can literally outsmoke anybody.
Yes.
And second of all, like, yeah, she doesn't. The way that it works on her is just that she starts cleaning stuff up. So she just smokes and then, like, cleans the house, and that's basically what she does.
It's the only way Mom will clean anything.
Yeah, Dad used to buy her weed so she would clean up. Like, he would get sick of the house being dirty, and he would just bring home weed so that she might clean.
That was completely awesome.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't know that.
Dude, I don't fucking know anything.
Well, I thought I'd told you that before.
I told
But yeah, apparently that used to happen. And Dad doesn't smoke, though, because he gets paranoid if he smokes. But he's totally down with everybody else doing it, it seems.
I mean, I
like
think he's like, you guys are doing this so responsibly compared to how fucking they lived their life growing up. Like,
but
we just want to, try it out.
Right. But yeah, so So yeah, but this shit she's got right now makes me fucking sleepy. But like the shit she had before in the summertime was like fucking real psychedelic shit.
So let's check and make sure we're actually recording.
Indeed.
I like
would
to
be
do
a
that
good
sometimes.
idea.
I'd like this ass clobbering to be on the record.
Yes, it's still recording.
Yeah, you
we're at an
fucking
hour and 4 minutes.
Stomped me that time. I
Okay.
was not doing shit.
Still recording.
Anyway, Ben, did you have more high
Anyways.
thoughts you want to share? Hope
Yeah,
you have
I
a
mean,
high
Yeah.
experience.
How
it was your
it for
first
you,
time
Hope?
too.
It just felt like there was a really heavy blanket on my body and brain.
Yeah.
That it was just
Was
like
it was
I
it
just zoned
comforting
out.
or?
I kind of felt bad because I felt really stupid.
Yeah.
So that wasn't like super fun for me.
Yeah, we didn't get like the mind-opening, like deep thoughts or anything.
I didn't
we just
do
kind of
nearly
were, like,
what Victor
lazy.
did with like the transcending the world.
Well,
in time.
that was like bad, and then afterwards it was the same. Where I was just kind of felt slow.
I think that's a consequence of the kind of shit that Mom smoked.
Yeah,
that you
I
felt
assume
slow.
that's
'Cause,
what it
like,
was.
Her shit is like
Okay, I'm gonna play.
we literally passed out we've smoked it like 5 times and passed out every time.
Let's see.
Like,
so it's just
right-
very tiring.
Like
shit.
within like 2 hours, we've passed out every time we smoked.
Yeah. So it was a little,
Yeah.
Yeah, a little anticlimactic.
It was kind
Got
of.
hella tired.
Just got tired.
But in any case, I'm glad we got to. We were memeing up that this was gonna happen for a long time.
Yes, and
Like,
it did indeed happen.
Victor wouldn't have his
For the
first.
moment.
Victor would not get high without Hope there to have his
Yes.
first time.
Otherwise, my entire life will have been pointless. And like, why? Why did I even bother? But
do you think you
I
could ever
definitely-
see yourself smoking without Hope in the future?
no,
Or do you think
I
it
don't
would
know why
always be a
I
group activity?
do it alone. I'd feel weird doing it alone. But then I also feel like smoking weed is something where like
Well, I would never
alcohol
smoke
is
alone.
super social, where like you drink and you want to like dick around with other people. To me, whereas this was like we were all kind of just zoned out. Like we were together.
Right.
Sharing an experience, but we were all zoned out, like
I would
not
lose
talking
track of, like,
and
who was
like
in the room.
yeah. It seems like weed is much more of a like introspective, sit there and just
Can be.
like experience yourself.
I mean, you guys haven't fucked high yet, so
Yeah,
y'all
I
don't
mean,
know about the
that's
real
been
shit.
built up now, so
We gotta
that
try
might be the one to try.
I mean, I don't know if
I don't know if I want to get weed from my mom.
you can. I mean, we could. I think we're planning to. At least me and May are probably gonna smoke more tonight, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't think we want.
But yeah, you should definitely. Usually when we get high, the main things are sex and cool movies and food. But like with food,
I did eat a fucking lot.
We ate a stupid amount yesterday. I had
That
to
was
fucking.
young.
I had to Pepto my way to sleep.
Jesus.
Oh wait, was that when I woke
That's
up or
a
when
sleep. But
when I woke up? You got me. Because I had eaten like 5 slices of pizza and like a bunch of like garlic whatevers and fucking all the other
I
shit.
ate way too many of those cinnamon things.
Yeah. But yeah, the munchies are definitely a big part of it.
Yeah.
But getting to eat like food you actually like while high is definitely like the pinnacle. Like if you get to eat something really good, you'll be like, oh my fuck. Ice cream sandwiches,
Oh, those are.
in particular,
Jesus.
are like God. So anyway, this has just become like the high advice column.
Yeah.
Episode.
Well, we shared our experience. We tripped balls. We watched King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard's Crumbling Castle.
yeah, that was
fucking
fucking dope.
Video that was amazing. That was definitely the highlight for me
I definitely
because like there was enough going on for me to like really concentrate on it.
Watching-
That kind of brought me back down from like being in existential dread.
watching that video, I think made me make up my mind that like I really like King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. I don't know if I would listen to them all that often, but like I really like what I think they're doing for modern rock and prog
Yeah.
music, i.e. being the only one that
That's
still exists.
that's what I was feeling when I listened to their new album. And I'm just like, this is the only fucking band making this kind of shit,
And I feel like they had to put out 5 albums in a year. Because, like,
Yeah,
okay, here's
that
the
was their
thing.
goal, at least.
What I think killed modern prog is that, like, it was always super long cycles between albums, and then also a lot of the bands would just kind of die out,
Yeah.
And, like, I feel like the Mars Volta was, like a huge flag-carrying band, but like, you know, they used to have an album every year, and then they fucking just kind of disappeared, and now the guys are doing weird shit, you know? Like, Omar never makes an album that's like mainstream enough for it to like take off, you know?
Yeah.
And then like you've got bands like Hella become bands like Death Grips, you know? Like now hip hop is leading the charge for like experimental and interesting, like fun, kooky music, you know? And it's like, when was the last time you had like a major rock band put out like a really fun, weird, experimental album?
Yeah.
And then you got King Gizzard, and they're like, here's 6, you know, in a year. And then they're doing the robot voices and like the goofy
the
videos
corny
and
shit,
the visualizers.
You know? They got
and I'm like,
flutes going on and stuff in the new one.
They got like 9 band members.
Yeah. It's because if you listen to it in headphones, they have 2 drummers, and 1 drummer will be in each side, and they'll be playing different shit sometimes. Like, it's a trip. They definitely, like, they think about how they want you to be listening to their music and experience
Vomit
it.
Coffin. And then they have songs like Vomit
That was the
Coffin.
first time I'd
Vomit
ever heard
Coffin's
that
pretty
song, and it blew my. I was so
I gotta pee. Fuck.
Go pee, dog. Okay. We'll entertain the audience while you're gone. Anime is Japanese colloquialism that is short for animation. It's it's what's the rest of that? What's the next line?
The next line.
Yeah, quote that whole video.
I can't.
There's the part where I say like Western animations, like, you know, like Western animations like this, but animes like this. Women can't live with them, can't shoot them.
It's life advice. Word.
Oh
Solid.
boy.
Hasn't done me wrong yet.
I stepped out the front door like a ghost into a fog where no one notices the contrast of weight away. And in between the moon and you, the angels get a better view of the crumbling difference between wrong and right. You ready, Vic? You back? You back in action? Like Kirby, right back at you?
Stop being Dank Kang.
Dank King.
Oh, what's going on?
Where's your pee?
That was good.
Are you guys?
I farted real big. I'm farting up a storm today.
You finish all the things you wanted to say about getting high for the first time?
I don't know. I guess.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
What was the other offshoot thing that we thought about talking about in the middle of it?
Spices.
Oh, the Spicy Bro Pact.
Oh no.
Good lord, man. So we went to Boston. It was great. We almost didn't go. None of this has been told, right? We haven't told
No,
any
Yeah, you
Boston
haven't
stories?
said anything
I
about
think
it.
anything has just been in person.
Okay. Just trying to remember if I mentioned anything on
Do you think
Like
they're gonna
the
have like a
one podcast I
PCP
recorded
episode
before.
about like Boston?
No, I doubt it. Well, I knew I'd end up talking about it in, like, probably a DigiMA or something, but I think I mentioned some of it in the Digido's Life that I had to record before we took off. Anyways, we went to Boston, and it was to hang out with Nate and Ben and Munchie and Tom, but Tom didn't end up hanging out with us. He did hang out with them, though, on the day before we got there. But, like, Tom and Ben are both from Boston. Their family... Nate and Ben. Tom also, but Nate and Ben are from Boston.
I was really sad we couldn't hang out with Tom.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get him next time, though. But, like, yeah, Nate... God damn it, I just fucking stood there with my nose. They're from Boston, so they were visiting their family. And then Munchie was visiting his girlfriend. And he had been there like a bunch of times already, and he was like totally in love with the city. Like, he thinks Boston's the coolest place in the world, right? So he's decided that, like, because he knows that, like, Ben is the one who got us all on this, like, we're gonna move to Atlanta thing.
Hold on, how the fuck can Munchie travel so much?
He does PCP.
Oh, so he gets paid through that.
Yeah.
And then he just spends it all on travel.
He was literally bragging about all the PCP money.
Dude, he makes like...
Oh my god.
Like, cause if you're on like 2 or 3 episodes, you can make like almost $200 a month.
Oh my god. I didn't know it was like that lucrative.
We make a lot of money on PCP. That's why
I haven't seen the
everybody is
Patreon.
That's why people are like competitive to be in the episodes and stuff.
Might
you
be
know?
a good time to finally, these videos.
Good luck. Good luck getting in.
Yeah.
Good luck getting
We can
in.
make our own PCP.
With hookers and
Just
blackjack.
you and me.
In fact, forget the PCP.
Yeah. Do our own Patreon. Do a podcast with me. It'll be the new biggest problem.
Anyways.
That would be a problem.
That's pretty good.
Fucking die.
Call it the biggest problem on the internet. We'll just be about problems on the internet. Let's narrow it down. Just too broad before.
Anyways. Yeah, Munchie can travel because of the PCP money, and he does commissions, and he mows lawns, so that's why he...
And his mom is very liberal. Just like,
Well, he forces her to let him do whatever she
he's
wants.
fucking awesome. Munchie's great.
Munchie
I was
is
so
the-
happy I got to meet him in person.
He's an
yeah.
experience, right?
Everybody
He is definitely an
Yes,
experience.
he's a man of culture.
You don't simply meet Munchie.
He's a man of culture except when it comes to food. He doesn't know shit about fuck. when
Or
it comes to
about
food.
banging on hotel walls.
No. So,
Alright.
so like, so Munchie figured out that because Nate doesn't really care where the PCP HQ is. He just wants to meet with everybody in a city. That's all that matters to him. Ben was the one who originally wanted us to go to Atlanta, but he doesn't really care about PCP HQ. He's not that invested in it, you know, like, because he's an artist. He's not really like a video guy. He's not gonna reap like the huge benefits of everybody being in one place. Like, to him, if the PCP is still just audio only, that's just as good, you know. So like, less concerned about Ben being at PCP HQ than we are about other people, right? So like. So Munchie's like, I bet I can convince them all to want to go to Boston. All he really has to do is sell me, specifically, that Boston is better than Atlanta. Which the main reasons I wanted to go to Atlanta are like, they've got lots of Asian culture there, which is cool, and also I know a bunch of people there. I know Nino, I know Econ, etc., you know. Super Bunny Hop lives there. Thought it would be cool for connections. It's a town that's like growing in like film and music circles.
Good for Victor.
Right. Not just for you, but like if we wanted to get jobs outside of YouTube, it would be a not bad place to be, right? Well, Munchie's like dead set, I'm gonna teach this motherfucker. He doesn't know it yet, but he wants to move to Boston. That's like the way he's thinking of it, right?
Yes.
So we almost didn't go because like there was really bad snow going on, and we were like, if there's a snowstorm, we're not driving 6 hours to Boston, right? And you know, we just weren't sure how much we were actually going to get to do with everybody, but we were convinced. Nate sent me an inspirational text. He said, "Everybody really wants to see you, man." And I was like,
that's all he needed.
I was like, oh man, I didn't know they wanted to see me that bad. I didn't know they liked me that much. So we gotta go. So we drive out on Christmas Day to Boston. Now Munchie, and I figured we'd get to hang out with Munchie that night because I knew he'd make time for us, right? So that night, Munchie and his girlfriend and her brother, we all hang out. We're having in-depth, you know, conversations, discussing all the hot goss and drama, and yeah.
What's the goss?
Oh, dude, it's not. We're talking about high-level goss here. We're not talking about the kind of goss that just gets talked about open in public.
I see.
We're talking about goss meetings, you know? Like
Goss
when
conspiring.
members, people don't know what goes on in the PCP. People think they know. Nobody knows.
Don't even pretend.
Nobody
You
knows.
don't even want to know.
Nobody knows the deep
God.
lore
You,
goss.
you really wish
Deep
that you
lore
didn't
goss.
know.
Yeah. So anyways,
Oh, I fucking died again thinking about goss.
All that fucking goss.
so we fucking...
That deep goss.
We're having a goss-a-thon all night. And then we go back to the hotel. And Munchie and I just literally sit in the windowsill. And he sales pitches me on Boston. And is like a complete success. Like, Munchie gives me the most convincing argument I've ever heard in my life on why I need to move to Boston. And as he's doing this, May's like, you know, I've always dreamed of living in Boston. Like, it's like all I planned to do with my life for like years was to move to Boston.
Yeah, my goal was to like get into political PR and then move to Boston because there's a lot of non-profit orgs and shit, and just write speeches. I wanted to be a speechwriter.
That's so fucking decent of a thing to want to do.
Oh no, it's not because everything.
It was a decent thing to have wanted to do back when she was a hopeful, hopeful young sprout.
What goes on the inside, you know?
I see.
Even I, it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much deplorableism.
Yeah, she had to go for the far more noble
I have some morals.
moral route of being a YouTuber.
Oh yes.
The right speeches for nonprofits.
Become famous.
God.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's nothing dishonest about being a YouTuber.
No.
Except for, like...
There really isn't.
most
That's, like,
of it.
why I, like... I think
Depending
you're
on the
best.
kind of YouTuber you are.
I mean, this
There's
is...
nothing dishonest about being, like, me as a YouTuber, I guess.
Exactly.
An underground.
But even if you were dishonest, you could be honest about being dishonest. You can say
That's
whatever
true.
the fuck you want. You don't have to
I
fucking
think that's how Jeff Bezos gets away
entertain
with what he
corporate entities. You know?
Anyways. So we're in Boston. Munchie gives me the ultimate sales pitch. And so the next day, it's like we're hanging out with all the dudes. We're going around. Boston's the coolest place in the world. It's like literally fucking awesome, and we're like completely sold on it. Like everywhere we go, we're like, this is the coolest place I've ever been. You know?
Yes.
Especially because we're like the kind of shit that I think I talked about this on Digibros, that I'm obsessed with this line, antisocial extrovert. Where that's how Kendrick Lamar describes himself in DNA. And I think what it means to be an antisocial extrovert means you love spending time with people and hanging out in places. You just want to do it with as few people as possible in a place where nobody's going to talk to you.
Yes.
Right? Would you say that's accurate?
Oh, for sure.
So, like, basically what we like doing is going to stores or, like, going out to, like, places where there's, like, a lot of people, but you're not expected to talk to any of them, you know?
Yeah.
Which is, like, the places that Munchie was taking us, like, big public park. Yeah, there's tons of people.
You can be
feel
your own animal in a park. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
You feel like you're hanging out and being a part of humanity, and you're out of the house, but you don't gotta fucking talk to anybody except for your friends, you know?
The only rule is don't have your dick out.
Don't have your dick out.
Which is a
That's a
hard
general
rule to follow,
rule, yeah.
and I'm sure there's places in the park you can break that rule, but, like, you know, we got time to figure that out. But,
Big dicks.
big dicks coming through. Right
Look at
now,
that
cars.
smooth cock.
But, anyways, so, yeah, we had a great time in Boston, but, one of the parts of it was, of course, as he always wants to do, Munchie wanted to do a spicy bro pack.
Yes.
The first video is apparently finally coming out soon. He's got it finished, like, the edit is done. The one that he did with you and Ben. That is still not out, by the way.
Yeah, it's... Why?
But it should be out soon.
Take it a sweet time.
But for those who don't know, the Spicy Bro Pack was Victor and Ben and Munchie ate like super spicy wings together.
Yeah, I mean that's not the origin of it.
Well, I mean that was the first recorded one. That's the one that we all know about. But Munchie generally does these things with his closest friends, where he eats super spicy food with them, and that's like solidifies that you're someone who he cares about more than anything else in the world.
Because he has that 17-year-old value of friendship.
Oh, absolutely.
It's so pure.
It's very pure
it's
and
very
beautiful. And I agree with it. I feel the same way.
Yeah, me too.
You know?
But only like certain people are worthy of such friendship.
Yeah. So we did the Spicy Bro Pact, and I think he had already done it with Ben before and someone else. I don't remember. But like, this time it was me and Nate. We were supposed to all three do it at Anime Expo, but we never found time. So this time it was me, Munchie, and Nate. Now what we did was we went to this place called Pepper Palace. That's in this cool ass fucking shopping area in Boston. I can't even really describe it in ways that will do justice to it, but it's fucking cool. What is that area called? Do you remember?
The place you were in Boston?
Yeah. What was that like shopping area called?
Fuck.
I don't remember at all.
It was like some kind of square. I don't know.
Yeah, well, if you look up Pepper Palace, it's in
fucking
that
dope.
it's in
So
that place.
square.
But it's this really interesting area. But like the Pepper Palace had they had like sauce testing. It's one of those places you can test out the hot sauces. And of course they have one called The End, where you have
God.
to sign a waiver before you
Oh
can
my
taste
God.
it. And it's like 6 million Scoville units, right?
Yeah.
So fucking May here
And Michelle.
and Michelle, who is Nate's girlfriend, for anybody who doesn't know.
She's amazing.
May and Michelle both did the end challenge, and
God.
didn't seem that bad.
Yeah, because we're both like, I don't know. She's like Spanish. She can take the heat.
Right.
Literally on that waiver, I just wrote May. Like
Yeah.
I didn't date it. I didn't write my actual name.
But
Yeah,
Oh, I
like
just
I
lost
tasted
where
it
I
in the
was.
store. And it was on a chip, and I was fine. It wasn't even hot.
right. Whereas other people were like freaking out.
The guy who tried it before us was like his face was bright red.
Yeah.
I was laughing at him,
Yeah. So
publicly shaming this kid.
in like they had other hot sauces to try out. One was called Scorpion something, and that was the one we ended
You
up.
can buy that at the grocery store. Man.
Right, but the Scorpion shit, like me and Nate and like Munchie had like taste tested that, and we already thought like, oh, this is like really hot, like this is like the max we could handle. And meanwhile, the girls are over there doing the end, and like this isn't even bad. Like, what are you guys talking about? So we end up buying both of those. We buy Scorpion in the end, and we were gonna go to this like burger place where we ended up going later, and we weren't that into it. Munchie was really into it because it's a burger place. We were like,
It was fun.
it's a fun place.
Guy Fieri was there.
Oh yeah, it was on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
Oh, of
That was
course.
pretty cool. I went to Guy Fieri's restaurant in New York City. Fucking good.
Yeah, me and Hope did
Yeah.
that as a joke, and it was fucking terrible and not really worth
Wait,
the
that's
joke.
it's really
It's
funny.
close.
So
now.
expensive.
It's really
Oh my
funny
God,
you
nice.
mentioned that,
Yeah.
May, because of the fact that not only did we talk about that on Digibros that Victor and Hope had went there, but that's the only ever Digibros clip that I used at the end of a main video.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to advertise Digibros, so I put in the like how YMS always does like funny
Yes.
clips. I put in the clip of you explaining the Guy Fieri thing. So I've heard that clip like 1,000 times.
Nice.
Because it's at the end of the why animated voice actors all look alike, or not voice anime character look-alike roles, where like a voice
Yeah.
actor will have all their characters look the same.
Oh yeah, I remember that video.
Yeah, that video ends with a clip of
Oh shit, that's cool.
of Digibros where Victor's explaining the Guy Fieri thing. But yeah, we went to this burger place, but they were too full the night we were doing spicy bro packs. We just went to some pizza place and got buffalo wings. So we've got like 20 buffalo wings on the table. Me, Ben, Nate, and Munchie are doing the spicy bro pack. And so we each had 4 wings, and we put like scorpion sauce on 3 of them, and then the end sauce on the last one, right? Like just like a dab of it. We go in, and all of us are immediately dying, right? Like
Dying.
after the first one, we're all like freaking out. Nate couldn't finish 2, I think.
No,
like he
no,
ate 1
yeah.
and then went straight to the end. Munchie ate all of his. I had eaten 2 and then had to go to the end. And it was because I was trying to eat them as fast as possible so I could get through, like, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna, like, munch through all of them and go straight to the end. I ate the first one, and like, I was dying. I ate the first one, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna die. I need to just eat the others as fast as possible. I ate the second one, and then, like, my mouth just stopped working. Like, I couldn't eat the third one, because, like, my body was rejecting it with all the force it had, and it was like, you cannot put another one of those in your mouth. So then I just took the bite of the end sauce and called it a day there. But, like, we literally, for, like, half an hour, were freaking the fuck out, like, in this place, like, scaring away the other customers and shit. Now,
Oh,
keep
yeah.
in mind, it was, like, 10 degrees outside and there was snow on the ground. After a little while, me and Nate and Munchie were, like, burning up so bad that we ran outside, like in t-shirts, and were shoveling snow into our faces. Like, I was just eating, like, handfuls of snow, trying to make the pain go away. And then what's worse is, the napkin I had been using, I had, like, wiped my eye with it, and so I got hot sauce in my eye, and I was, like, going blind. So, like, I'm freaking out, everybody's freaking out, and then, of course, everyone who wasn't a part of the pack wanted to try it as well. So then, May ends up trying some of the end sauce, and...
I smear it all over the wing. Like I get
Oh,
it. Like
God.
I coat it.
Right. But she's like remaining completely composed, right? Like she doesn't show any sign of this being hot. I mean, you said it was like it eventually.
It definitely burned, but not to the extent where I needed to shovel snow into my mouth.
Right. So you were fine, and then you.
It burned really bad afterwards. Like my face, my lips were like super fucking red. Like I should not have eaten that much.
Yeah. I mean, you literally put enough in there that would have like been for a whole pot of gumbo or whatever. As the guy put it. Like he
A
was
pot
like,
of gumbo!
Yeah, he was like, oh yeah, a few dabs of this will like season a whole pot of soup to be hot as fuck. Right. That was his
I think it was
chili, whatever.
They overhyped.
But yeah, it was definitely overhyped if it couldn't kill everybody. But like it killed most of us. So yeah, May is totally fine. She's looking over. There's this guy we've got called Crack. Crack's friends with Ben. He's one of the guys.
I'm so sorry, Crack. If you're listening to this, I'm sorry.
So Crack is one of the guys who helped Ben build his computer. He's friends with Ben and Jackie, right?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Jackie was
Ben
there.
built
I don't
his
think.
computer.
Did Jackie eat any of the sauce?
No. I mean, oh, yeah,
Didn't she? Because she was like freaking out, saying that she was gonna die.
Yeah,
so,
she had a
so
little bit.
she had it. So
Everybody had some.
except for Michelle.
But
didn't
she had
at
some
the
earlier.
restaurant, right?
She knew not to
Did
have
Kaze
a lot.
eat it?
Oh no, she didn't. Kaze.
Okay. So anyways, at this point, me, Nate, and Munchie are all outside shoveling snow into our mouths, right?
Yeah.
And May's like, alright, I'll try some. So she spreads it all over with her finger on
It
the
was
chicken.
just me and Crack, and I was like showing it off to Crack.
Yeah, she's like trying to brag that she can do this. So Crack, having seen that, is like, oh, I'm gonna do the same.
No, Crack.
And she's like, yeah, spread it around on there
He
with the
spreads
finger.
it with his fucking
Now,
finger.
now
No.
he was the third person to have done that, but like Nate and Ben had each done that, and I had told them, like I saw them do it, and I said, don't spread it with your finger because you'll end up touching your eyes.
Oh no!
Ironically, I was the one who ended up with the eye problem, except
Nice.
that Crack also touched both of his
Oh,
eyes.
you stupid fuck! Why? You should know better than that.
And so he's like like his eyes are like searing. Like you can
Oh
see
my
that his
God.
face is like pink and his
Fucking
eyes are
dumbass
swollen
dude.
shut.
You gotta know not to touch your body with spicy food.
Don't
So
fucking touch
everyone's
spicy
fucking
sauce.
dying. Jackie's fucking dying. Fucking Ben's dying. I'm dying. I'm like, my eye is slowly closing up. Like,
God.
I can't see anymore by the time we're leaving. And like, I'm like shoving snow into my face. Like, it's bad. So yeah, that was the spicy bro pack. It was really intense. I would like to probably not eat anything that's spicy for most of my life, unless I build up a serious tolerance to it, like whatever May has for some reason.
It's just pain tolerance. Like I was thinking about it, and I think like my neurons are like fucked. I think I'm
neurons are
fucked
fucked.
up my body by like eating too much spicy shit and like just getting hurt too much.
Trying to win the Pain Olympics. But yeah, so and then of course later we had to shit all that out. And that was
Oh.
That was not fun.
no.
Very clean.
It was not clean.
Not very clean. Motherfuck bitch. It's only Connor's gonna fucking run away and hide all the time at this place. That's what he's been doing the entire fucking
I know, you were
shit.
just like charging up and like hiding.
That's what you do when you're kids. Plays the same way he always has at
I
this
feel
stage.
like I'm playing with my brother and sister.
Well, you're playing with your two brothers
I
now.
know, it's
Well, your
really-
your husband and your brother? How does that work? I guess Victor's your brother now?
Well, not my husband.
Okay. Well, we will be though. And then Victor's gonna be your brother-in-law.
And hopefully a sister-in-law.
Well, that would require you guys to also get married.
That's
in order
true.
for that to happen.
Yeah, but like, whatever.
It's still-
Like, it's basically already happened.
Well, then you're already. Then
Exactly.
it already is. Then
It
we're
already is.
just all siblings now.
Yeah,
It
I feel
already
like,
is.
I feel like you guys are family. I feel
Yes,
like that's the
I'm
only
hanging
way
out
to
with the
handle-
fam.
Yeah.
The only way to deal.
Hanging out. Hanging out with the fam.
I don't know if I feel like a brother to your siblings though.
I mean, my brother and sister are like
Well,
savage.
The thing is that
You know what I
it's that
mean?
your brother and sister like both try to act really mature, and
Well,
like
I can
we
tell that
don't.
both your brothers like respect you a whole lot,
Yeah, your
and my
siblings don't
my
respect you.
siblings shit on
Nice.
me constantly. So like, It's kind of hard to like.
It's because they're
all
too
of
young.
us to
It's just a
bond,
maturity
you know?
thing.
I think.
Yeah.
Well,
Like, I shot on Conrad a lot more when I was
Like,
younger.
me and my
that's
sister
true, and I've
was-
pointed that out a lot.
My
Yes.
sister and I are
I did want to talk about that.
Oh,
That is
God.
something I want to talk about for a
Do it.
while, but like...
The
I
way that you
couldn't,
gained
like,
an insane
do
amount
it
of
right.
respect for me because I started making way more money than
Well,
you.
is that and just like...
Because that's how I'm always explaining it to her. I'm like, yeah, your siblings treat you like shit because they think that what they're doing is like the mature path.
Yeah,
but what
I
they
mean,
don't
that's part of
realize
it,
is
you know?
that like that path
But-
is wrought with its own problems. And
For me, it's like
You know what
my
you're doing.
entire life thing, you know? Because, like, you were always the cool guy to look up to, and then in, like, high school you became, like, the
Degenerate.
shit... Yeah, the degenerate. And then there's more pressure on me as the good boy to be the best boy and,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
do the right thing and, like, you know...
My sister
and
definitely
make the
would
parents
agree
proud.
with that.
Yeah. So it's like it's more of you became such a frustrating force in the world, you know, and
Yeah.
it made me have to kind of step up responsibility wise to like
But you didn't actually
be in
have
that
to.
way. I didn't have to, but that's
Right.
just, you know,
And that was
you're
what
a
made
teenager.
it. That's probably what made it even more frustrating at some point where you broke, where you realized, oh shit, he didn't have to be responsible because it all worked.
Well,
right?
you know, I always figured out it would work out for you because
Yeah.
you're different.
Yeah.
But it's also like I
Genius is the word
I would
that
say
we like to
yes,
use in
you're
our
you're a genius. I've probably had more faith in you.
Different may
than
be
most
accurate,
people.
but genius is the word
Yeah.
we choose in our house.
And I also like I have to deal with everyone else shitting on you too, you know?
Right.
Like all of our friends thinking you're a fucking deadbeat and stuff. And
Yeah.
so like I have to both simultaneously be frustrated with you because I want you to succeed and like and it's I gotta slow down and think about it completely because
Well, I
it's
know
like
our friends don't think I'm a deadbeat anymore.
there are moments like after you started doing YouTube, it at least seemed like you were heading the right direction. But there's still moments where you would like be doing nothing, you know, or
Yeah.
you'd come to
well,
me
like
in
early
like,
in the pony days when
frustrated
I
nothing.
disappeared
Yeah.
for like 3 months.
exactly like you would take big breaks, and so it never felt like
Yeah.
this was something that's gonna be permanent. And like you're really taking it seriously. It was worrisome in the beginning, so it took a while to like become really serious. And like everyone else will also fucking
fuck.
shit on you for being in that position, you know.
Right.
And then it's like I have to fucking struggle. And there's the struggle of college sucking. Like college sucks for everyone,
Oh, yeah.
you know. Like even if you're
Yeah.
doing really well, it fucking sucks. And so it's like for me to be like I felt like I had to go that way. And so like when you and Shade both like go in and like seem to fail on what to me would even be the minimal amount of effort to succeed at college. Like from my perspective, it's pretty hard to fail at college. Like even if your entire life is falling apart.
Fix the trigger.
But yes, it was frustrating to see you and both Shade like kind of do that, you know. Especially after having built you up in my head through all of our life as being the genius and stuff, you know.
Right. I think May's in a similar position with her brother and
Oh
sister.
yeah. You remind me of my sister so much. Though. It's weird.
And I think the amount of effort we've always had to put in to get like fatherly attention, because Dad will always consider you a fucking genius, which still even bothers me a little bit now, even though it's petty, where Dad just fucking will go on about you and how you're a genius, like to everyone all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck do I have to do, man? Jesus Christ.
I'm sure he
But
talks-
Dad's just super interested in what you're doing.
Well,
you know,
I think
and
it's
he
also-
wishes he could do it.
I think it's
so, like,
also
that's
that
why.
what Dad best understands is money.
Yeah.
Like, Dad understands... Dad does not know anything about art. That is, like,
Yes.
an absolute truth. Dad does not know literally anything about art. So he doesn't understand why what I do is good. He just understands that it is good.
Yeah.
And the more money I
Well,
make from it, and the
he's
more
also,
subscribers
like-
I have, the more he understands that it's good.
Dad's less amazed by how much money you make and just the fact that you can talk forever and rap. Like, that is what he brings up to fucking everyone constantly.
Because
and
he
it
can't
just
do
blows
those
him
things,
away.
and he
And,
wants
yeah.
to be able to do
So it's
those
like, you
things.
can do things that Dad wants to do,
Right.
and so it blows his mind, and so he's more impressed with you all the time. And so for me, it's just
Yeah.
kind of like,
Well, the
well,
stuff you
I'm,
do is very
I'm-
technical
I'm
and
doing
hard to
shit too,
explain.
but, you know, whatever.
I mean, I'll tell...
And because I'm more down on myself and don't like...
Well, it's also partly that you... I think Dad... And Dad even kind of, like... Did I tell you about when, like... I want to say, like, a year ago... Not even that long ago. when Dad kind of told me like Victor and Shade like aren't the same kind of genius
Yes,
you are.
I think so. Which is just
or
like
I mentioned
great.
it somewhere. Well, it was just kind of like because we were talking about Shade and how Shade was working a normal job and how I had kept saying like I just want Shade to work on beats. Like he's so good at it, he can do it so fast. If he would just like quit his job and become a beat maker, he could become like it could be making money off of it in no time. And Dad was just like, you realize that like Shade is not like you. Like he may be really talented, but he doesn't think the way you do. Like he is okay with working a job. Like,
Shade is perplexing. He is the most normal person.
Shade can deal with that. I can't. Like I can't just work a job because I'll just be thinking about when do I get out. You know, like I'll just be thinking about all right, what's my scheme to get back to doing whatever I want.
I'm like, similar. Like when I worked. The only time I ever had a fucking normal job was when I worked washing cars, and it was miserable. Like I did not want to do it, but I liked having money. So I'm more willing to put up with shit that I don't want to do because I know it will get me closer to an end goal.
But I think there's definitely a big difference in the approach that you take of like, the jobs you do aren't normal, but they're paid by somebody. They're like jobs that exist. I just make up a job.
Yes.
Like my job is just like whatever the patrons think it is, kind of. Like.
Well, they've allowed you to just be open to like whatever you want to do.
Experimenting and doing all kinds of
shit.
Because
they like you, the person.
Right. Well, they see me as like you're the one who came up with all the stuff we like, so you just keep coming up with stuff we like, and if we decide we don't like what you're doing, we'll stop paying for it.
Yeah.
But like, But yeah, it was really interesting to have Dad say that, like that he could recognize that when even I was kind of like, I don't know if he's right about that. I feel like you and Shade have tons and tons of talent, but it's true that it all depends on your motivation. Like what are you trying to accomplish, and that will determine how successful you'll be at, Like, if you're not trying to accomplish being like me, then you don't need to take that path, But yeah.
I don't know, man. But yeah.
I do think that
the shitting on you as a young adult was certainly, it was a thing. I definitely acknowledge that you had some unfair treatment, but then you also like came across as the laziest fuck in the fucking world sometimes, which is frustrating to everyone who's like really grinding.
Here's another thing. I have a very weird perspective on myself.
Yeah.
Where what I describe as me doing work and what I describe as me not doing work is different from other people.
Yes.
When Dad talks about me, he makes it sound like all I do is work.
Yes.
He's like,
because that's what you say. That's what you tend to say is like, I'm just working all the time.
I mean, it's true.
Yeah, but your work is not the same as everyone's work.
Well, Dad recognizes that and I don't, is the funny thing about it. I describe myself all the time as like, oh, I fuck around. Like, if I was talking to you, and we'd be like, let's say we'd be doing Digibros, I'd be like, oh, I haven't done shit except like, you know what I do, I make videos, like, oh, I don't do anything. Whereas, like, from other people's perspectives, like, you made 25 videos yesterday, like, and from my perspective, I'm like, yeah, but that wasn't, like, that didn't take all day, you know, like, so it wasn't that much effort. But, like, I think Dad sees the amount of work I do more for what it is than I do. And I think maybe everyone kind of recognizes it that way now, and I'm the only one who still doesn't feel like I work enough, I feel like everybody else is like, no, you're fine. You're working enough.
Never feel like I'm working enough, even when I'm working all the time.
Yeah, we're about to work real hard.
We're about to work, like,
in a few days.
Like, everything's going to be a creative endeavor. Like.
Yeah. Just to get the amount of stuff we have planned done. And because it'll be the funnest
I want to see it
in Rochester by far.
For sure.
There's no more fun thing we could do than work all month because like it's Rochester in January. Like leaving the house will suck. Like literally even stepping out the front door will probably suck. Because what you guys don't understand about living in the north is you gotta clean the snow off your car every time you want to use it. You gotta put on snow boots every time you want to go outside.
Yeah.
You probably have to put on gloves if you want to go outside. If it's under 10 degrees, you want gloves before you can step out of the house.
We will probably leave the house to like go to the gym in the morning and then get food for the rest of the day.
You're just gonna start doing push-ups around the house.
Oh, that's usually what it comes down to. Like if you don't have exercise equipment in your house, house. Like,
Yeah.
We're definitely gonna keep our.
oh, we're gonna work out every single day, and if you don't think that's gonna happen,
No, I know.
you just realized that I ate like fucking 4 pieces of pizza and a 4 cheesesteak within like 24 hours. So you don't even know.
No, I know. I know we're gonna work. We're gonna work hard. You're gonna be my
I
secretary,
won't let
so
you
you're
cut
gonna be,
like.
in charge
I
of
don't think you work enough. Like I think that's a funny sentiment. You know.
Yeah. You
I
think-
know how much fucking around you do, and that's a lot. You know?
Well,
There you go. She does better than anyone.
You see way more of the fucking around than anybody else does.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep
Like-
you on track.
Like you gotta understand that from perspective of like Victor or my dad, I just disappear into my room all day, and they don't know if I'm recording
Yeah.
videos. They don't know if I'm fucking jacking off all day. You know those things. You know which days I jacked off all day and which days I work. You know. So yeah, I think that's great that you perceive me as not working enough.
Because
you know how much I
yeah.
can work.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to work really hard too, so you're gonna be like pushing me like,
I
hey,
think both of us
Hey,
are
you little
capable
bitch,
at,
faggot.
like, working like extremely
Fucking work harder,
hard.
bitch.
yeah.
Like
I mean, you saw
an
that.
insane amount.
What was the like? Was it the day between? Was it the day before we came here that I put out like a ton of shit, or was that the day before Boston?
Day before Boston.
Yeah, like the day
The
before.
day before coming here, we literally just spent it doing errands and shit.
Right.
I mean, you did do a lot
I did
of stuff.
record a Digida's Life that day.
Yeah, you did.
But like the day before we left for Boston, I had recorded like 2 Manga Mondays, one of my 45-minute patron exclusive podcasts, like
Oh, fuck.
oh, what was all the other
Here,
shit?
I'll just kill myself so we don't have to endure this.
it was like 8 different videos in a day or
Aw.
some shit. It was crazy. Like when I really do put my mind to it, I could. It was the last day you had it at work. That's why I was working so hard, because it was your last day at Target,
yeah.
and it was like the last 8 hours of the day. So I spent that whole time like busting ass. And I'd also done like a whole PCP or something like that.
Yeah, you did.
It was a lot. But yeah, I can definitely human content machine pretty fucking.
I know
hard.
it's.
I gotta pee. I gotta pee.
No, don't leave.
I gotta pee.
You're not allowed.
Victor, sing Smash Mouth while you're back.
Hey now, you're a Smash Mouth. You get your green card. Get paid.
What others?
Bow, 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 bow. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, 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 bow. It ain't no joke. You got to buy the water token, suck some dicks, and put cock in your fucking ass and blow a dude and fuck men every single day and suck a cock and eat shit and you are so gay. Cause you're a fag, oh yes, you take dick in the ass and you are gay, my friend, and you suck on many penis. I can't do it that long, Connor. I think we'll just continue without you.
We started without you.
Fuck up, Connor. Oh, I died killing Connor at night.
Wow, nice. Way to pull a
Sweet.
me.
Well, if I don't have to play, then somebody can think about what the fuck you're talking about.
It can't be me because I'm married, so I can't think.
Oh! I'm sorry, Hope.
Rude.
I did a big guy on you. I dropped a big load. No. I love you. Oh, what were we talking about?
Yeah, working hard, hardly working. Yeah, just how May's sister is very much in. I would say that when we were in our early 20s, when our ages were more parallel to you and your sister, I was just starting on YouTube, and Victor was like hardcore in school, and like really was like, Victor very much had the attitude of like, I'm the one doing the right thing, and you're the one who's fucking up.
It's not like that, you know? It's not like there was a fucking self-righteousness in like, I'm doing the right thing. Because I've never fucking known what the fuck I was doing. I was just going in a direction I thought would take me somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
And I was also, you know, on fucking meds and shit and depressed and like
We're talking
losing my
about-
fucking mind.
Yeah, a little bit before that though. Like there was
What are you talking?
definitely
That was the first semester of college.
Oh, was it?
I
Yes.
think that's like very similar to my sister too. Like it's not as black and white as like
Yeah.
Right.
you and Conrad's perspectives on things. Like that's not the reality. It's just shrouded in like what you guys perceive as normality and shit. But like You guys are good brothers.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it. I appreciate
We
your
made it
dynamic.
through.
But I just feel like when I watch you and her, I feel like she thinks like she's doing her life
Yes, my sister
how she's supposed to, and
definitely,
you are not.
feels like she has to compensate for my failures at some
Yeah.
level. Because like I'm really smart, but I always fuck up.
Yeah,
And
I think that's
fuck
another
up-
thing with
I fuck
Connor.
up a
It's
whole lot. Like,
just being frustrated
I'm
that
kind of
it's
sporadic, and
Yeah.
I don't think that like the way, like the path that is laid out for people is gonna work for me. Like I'm not
Or
that
even
kind of
them.
person. And I don't think it's made to work for anybody, but like because I'm so broken and I don't fit the mold at all, my sister feels like she has to at least try to do that, you know, to make it so like one of the siblings isn't like a complete failure. My sister like works full time and goes to school full time.
I
She
think
makes me eyes bang.
I really think that things are gonna go for you in that regard exactly how they went for me though. Where you're gonna start making like so much money off the internet that everyone's gonna be like, oh shit, she knew what she was doing all along, you know?
I hope.
Because that's the treatment I've got. Is like
yeah.
ever since basically as soon as I started making like enough income that I was like able to pay the rent and like start going out and doing things,
Yes.
then everybody started being like, oh, like he was the one who had it figured out more than anybody.
Yeah. You just had to plug away at something for long enough. I guess one of the biggest fears with you is that you would stop doing it, you know?
Yeah.
Because
I mean, I
especially
can't.
for
I
us,
can't, like
yeah. There comes a point where you can't, and you have to
I've
fucking
backed
man
myself
up,
into a
but, like,
corner,
yeah.
and I just have to work through it, or else I'm
That's how
gonna
I am with
be
film.
unhappy. You know,
I backed into a corner because it's the only thing I know how to do. But,
it's just scary and it's real.
With Conrad, he also fucking fluctuated between things he wanted to do his entire life.
I still
Yeah.
do.
So like,
I mean,
it
I
it
think
took a minute.
it's something he's
to
always gonna
settle
How,
in.
how many
Like-
times have we had the conversation where I'm like, baby, I think I'm gonna leave the internet and go be a
I don't think I'd let
X,
you do that.
You know?
Exactly.
You haven't
Yeah.
reached your like pinnacle,
No, not
and
definitely.
I know that like there's a lot. Like I can see the potential in you.
Yeah. There's a lot I have left to do. But
Like teach me everything you know, so I can just replace it.
yeah,
That isn't my
that's
goal
one
at
of the
all.
more important parts. I do think it's important that happens in case I need to leave a hole for you to fill.
Like definitely.
In case I need a successor. But yeah. I feel I remember Victor, I don't know if you're aware of this, but there was like a time right before Brando joined the army where like for a little while he was being like really harsh with me. Like him and Trevor were like really
Dude,
digging on me.
it was fucking like Trevor and Derek were fucking toxic influence.
Yeah.
Trevor especially because he just shits on everyone. But yeah.
Yeah, Trevor's just like
Everyone's very
Trevor's just
harsh on you.
kind of got like a bad attitude about life.
Yes.
But I like him. As
That
a
was around the
person.
same time everyone was fucking pissed off at me too.
Yeah.
And we're fucking ridiculous.
No, we're talking about a little bit later. Like,
I see.
but when Brando was joining the army, like him, when he was like about to go off, like there was a night where he came to me and was like hanging out with me, and he was like, "Man, I'm sorry I've been like so harsh on you lately. It's just that like you clearly have figured out what you're trying to do with your life, and I have no idea what I'm doing."
Amazing.
You know? And he was like, I was just like really jealous that like you were like succeeding at this, because this is when I was like really starting to succeed and become famous and everything. And he's like, you know, I see you like you just figured it all out, and I'm like over here like with literally no idea what's going on. You know? I was like, well, you know, I just wanted this for a long time, and
You fucking worked at something, and Brando's not someone who had worked at anything.
no, and I think he was just mad at himself, but he was like, it's not fair for me to take it out on you, you know? But, like, I feel like I've seen a lot of that, especially when it comes to the fact that I make so much money now, where, like, because I want to go spend money. Like, it's hard for me not having any friends in my income bracket.
Yes.
Weirdly, like, that goes both
Even though
ways.
it's not like you're fucking rich or anything.
I'm not rich, but
Yes.
like I can go out every day and do stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I can literally go out every single day and do whatever I want, and like most people can't. And like I can't really, like I cover for May to do that shit with me all the time because it's like this is my like life partner. You know, like I'm going to pay for them to do stuff with me.
Well,
but like
basically, like starting now, I am your employee. So,
yeah,
like,
it's just like I'm just getting
It's
paid
just-
out of the company
yeah,
pay.
exactly.
You know.
You don't even have to fucking pay
Right.
paychecks to keep you
I could, baby, I could write off all of our meals as like
fucking
business
That is
meetings.
amazing.
I know.
Nice.
We do
Dude,
talk about
do it.
crazy shit over dinner, though.
Yeah.
We talk about our crazy
Shit.
plans.
Yeah, we should.
And that is work. Like,
Yeah,
that is a business meeting.
Yeah.
You're brainstorming.
it's all right off the book.
That one night in the Boston
save all
hotel
of
where
our
we were
receipts.
you couldn't stop talking until like
Baby,
4 in the
oh,
morning.
it's already the 2nd, so you're gonna have to start. Probably like one of the first things I want you to do is to make me a tax document. Like just keep track of all my spending.
Yes, no problem.
That would be worth the cost of like whatever I'm gonna pay you alone. Probably is like
I
accounting.
would love to like get into your finances.
Yeah. You should definitely.
Just like
do
learn
that.
that skill. I'm very about just like.
All I
learning
really need you to do
skills.
is like make a spreadsheet of all the spending I do. That's what Nate does, and it seems to work out well for him. But he also has like an aunt who's like a tax person, so he's like Nate like knows exactly how to do it.
I mean, all you have to do is read a couple books. Like, that's what college is.
Dude, that sounds so easy.
I don't know. I've taught
You
myself.
can read textbooks though.
I've taught myself a lot of just weird shit just by reading books,
Yeah.
and I wish I had more time to read.
I'm not good at that. I'm good at retaining good information. But anyway. Yeah. Having
Deep
people in my
shit, bro.
having friends in my income bracket. Like, yeah, it sucks when like everybody just wants to sit around and play Street Fighter because nobody can afford to go anywhere.
Yes.
Like anytime we would have the conversation like, hey guys, you guys want to like, what if we all went out and like did something? Everyone's like, I don't really have money. Like, I'll just play Street Fighter.
My
you
friends
know?
back home are like that too, and I just end up covering. Like, it's not like I'm in a better position. I make like target money, but
Right.
I'd still pay
Yeah.
for all their shit because like I want their company.
Right.
You're like, it's not fun to go to Hibachi by yourself, so just pay for my 4 friends.
But I'm a cheap ass, so I'll only do that if you're like my life partner. I wouldn't do that for my friends because I don't think they're worth it. Like I don't think
Yeah.
their company is worth enough to be like worth
Yeah.
$10 I would spend on them, you know.
No, I feel you.
So they could like stare at me and stammer awkwardly at the restaurant and be like, "Oh, what are you doing? I don't know what's happening with you because even though you summarize every iota of your life in videos, I don't watch any of those.
Right.
So I don't know what you're doing in life."
Oh. It's weird that no one is on our fucking page of like knowing what's up.
Yeah, it's really funny that like
It's like
for anyone in the audience wondering, because it's been a long time since we split into Digi and May and Vic and Hope, we watch each other's shows.
Right.
So
Yeah.
like we know what's going on with each other reasonably well, but like no
Right.
one else we've talked to does, like including our parents.
Yeah.
Where we're like discussing stuff and our parents like, "Oh, when did
I'm
that
definitely
happen?"
like-
We're like, "Watch the damn show."
So I knew you were gonna
No.
marry May, and I'm like, I love May. You guys are
Yeah.
perfect. I completely understand your relationship, like 100%.
That's why
and
I
love
wanted to
it.
hang out here, like
Yeah.
at you guys' house, because I was like, even our parents don't really know
Yeah,
who May
and then
is
I was thinking,
yet.
I was like, none of the rest of our family knows May, and I feel like she's my friend because we've been doing all these Let's Plays.
Right.
So I'm the only one really on the right page here.
Well, and that's another. I'm kind of shocked that they haven't tried to go. I don't know if it's just because of the fact that we always gave our parents the impression that they shouldn't watch our videos
Yeah.
and we didn't want them
On the
to.
one hand, I kind of don't want them to watch Pick It Up because I'll
Yeah.
like be mean to mom
I
sometimes.
mean, my dad watches like Digi and May,
Yeah.
and
Well, your parents have watched a lot of my stuff in order to figure out who I am.
oh yeah,
But
yeah.
they've never been given the impression they shouldn't do that.
I mean, some of the stuff that we talk about, they definitely
Right.
are like,
Yeah,
why
but you've
are
never
you talking
like
about
me and
this
Victor
online?
like explicitly to
Yeah,
our parents
yeah.
are like, don't watch this stuff because like you know you won't understand it. Like we've always given our parents the impression of like, you know, you guys won't get it. Like it's all internet shit, you know.
Yeah.
And my mom is like very resistant to watching Let's Plays.
I
She's
mean,
like, no way.
it's
in
definitely
fuck.
different from my family because my dad has been like a vlogger and shit.
But
Right.
Oh, nice.
So
you know what I don't understand about our parents not wanting to watch a Let's Play
What?
is that
They watch
don't. Well,
sports?
they watch
Totally
bullshit, but they also don't watch
Yeah, they
anything.
just have it on
They
the
sit there,
background
yeah.
noise,
They
like-
put it on in the background, and they sit there on their iPad and do stuff. And
Right.
like, mom will play Candy Crush all day, and it's like you could be listening to this while
that's
you
what my
play
dad
Candy
does.
Crush
He plays
every
this
day.
like slot game and just listens to like talk.
It's a
Exactly.
dad thing to do. My dad does the same thing.
Hope's dad listens to
And rave music.
questionable YouTube shit.
I mean, May's dad will watch like nonstop like Breitbart and shit. Like, what was it? What was he listening to the other day in the car? Like some really weird like right wing.
That's probably what Hope's dad
I
listens.
don't even
May's
know
dad
this
and Hope's
one.
dad should hang out.
Probably.
What was it? What's the name?
I'm
Does
sure
your,
my
does your dad ever watch like Infowars or anything?
Yeah,
Oh
my
my
dad loves
fucking
Infowars.
god! I hope he's at least self-aware about Infowars.
My dad is a little self-aware, but
Okay.
it's like mostly
Infowars is a
me,
fucking nightmare.
But
It truly is.
Well, I think most people know Infowars is like a meme. To
Yeah.
some extent. Like turning the frogs gay. Like, come on.
Turn the frogs gay.
Freaking
God.
That guy, you know, that guy like had like claims that it's all an act because he was in like a he got into his wife is splitting up with him,
I see.
and she was trying to say that she should get the kids because it's like a bad environment being in his house, because like the Infowars thing is just filmed in that guy's living room.
No.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that guy's just an internet celebrity.
What the
like,
fuck?
He's not, like,
I thought
a
it was like an
famous
actual
dude.
Fox News show or something.
No. Infowars is literally just some weird
Oh.
That's
website.
how he gets away with so much dumb.
Yeah, I was like, how
Yeah.
did they put this shit on cable?
No, it's not.
not.
It's literally a weird internet show.
That's why he's like competitive with fucking what's it called? Those fags,
Which one?
liberal fucking YouTube bullshit.
Oh,
Young
they-
Turks.
The Young Turks, yeah.
Yeah.
oh fuck.
Fucking they're the liberal Infowars.
Yeah, a little bit. I used to like watch the Young Turks like
I
despite my
I had
dad.
found them like
hilarious.
early on, like before they were huge, before the fucking presidential campaign made them fucking enormous. And like they seemed okay. It seemed like a guy. It was just a dude trying to like do the news right
I
or
don't
whatever.
know. It
you
was
know,
always
some self-righteous
trash.
shit.
Like,
But like I don't know, it didn't seem bad before. It just seemed like
it's
some
just
guy doing
very
the news.
bad journalism. Like
Yeah.
no journalistic integrity whatsoever.
Yeah. So but like, anyway, so the Infowars guy's wife was saying that like it was a bad place to live because of him doing the show there. And then he was trying to claim that the show is entirely an act, it's just a character, like it has no bearing on like the way that he treats his kids or anything like that. So like he was basically admitting that it was like all fake, just so that, you know, like,
Yeah.
it's unclear whether he honestly believes that or if it's just something he was
Something
using to
he
try
said
to
to
win the
protect
court
himself.
case. But
Yeah. There's just no way. There's no way someone could actually be like that without any self-awareness.
well, unless he takes all those pills he advertised.
Oh, true.
He advertises for like,
Absolute insanity. God.
but yeah. The point we were on is our parents don't watch any of our shit, and therefore they don't. My parents don't know jack shit about May, really.
Just that I fuck a lot. Like that's it. And that I smoke pot, but only
Yeah.
to like keep up.
I mean, they don't. I honestly, though, the impression I get from the way my family, my parents are friends with their own friends, I don't think they ask a lot of questions.
No,
Yeah.
you know.
Like they
Except
don't.
Dad asks lots of questions to you.
Dad will ask lots of weird questions though. Like
Uh-huh.
Dad always wants to know what's going on with like the business because he's really he
Yeah.
knows how to talk about business. He knows how to talk cars. He never asks about personal shit. Like
That's true.
the most he'll ever ask is like, "Are things going okay with you and May?" And I'll go, "Yeah." You know,
Yeah.
like, and that's
I'm
it.
always like, things are super great, but there's
Yeah.
never a follow-up to that.
No, he'll ask you 1,000 questions about the career, especially if you're working. Like he's totally invested in the Flying Colors Foundation shit. Like when I tell him
yeah,
about
because
that,
it sounds super legit, and that's what he wants.
well, it just
to, like,
sounds really
happen.
fascinating, and like
Yeah.
it's because it's like producers, and he's always wanted me to. Dad
Yeah.
thinks I'm gonna get into TV somehow.
Yes.
Like he thinks I'm gonna end up on Jimmy Fallon or something. Like that's what he expects.
I don't think it's a non-possibility.
it's not a non-possibility. It's just like he
I
thinks I'm
still think
gonna.
it's a direction that you should like focus on.
He thinks
too
I'm gonna
much.
be like a TV personality.
Yeah, I don't
or
think
something.
it's
I'm
gonna
like, not.
be like that.
I don't think so.
You're
But-
too edgy.
I'm too young.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
nobody's getting into TV these days, you know.
Yeah.
But like who's gonna be the next successor to Jimmy Fallon? Like no one. Like no one's
Yeah.
gonna take over those late night jobs once the guys who are in them are gone. You know. Like the last
No.
I think the last generation of that will be like the Noah. What's his fuck? Yeah, Trevor Noah. Like he's like the youngest guy I can see getting into that. You
It's
know,
all gonna be
like-
foreign people
yeah.
coming in and taking the spots. Nice.
But anyways, and he's probably
When
his,
I was
like,
in
30s,
college, I
you
went to
know?
like
Yeah.
broadcasting school and shit. Everybody wanted to be like the next Jimmy Fallon. And, like
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah, everybody wanted to be like talk show hosts and shit. Like there was a lot of people I went to school with
Weird.
who
I
thought
guess
that
they're
like
normies.
that was
They
their
don't use the
dream.
internet.
I mean,
I
I
just
feel like
think
an
that there's-
SNL improv
There's just so many
type.
people who like don't have that natural talent or presence, and like
Yeah.
they think that by going to school it's a sure way to get their job, and that's not like how it works.
Yeah.
It's strange.
Because now we have like platforms like YouTube where you can get yourself out even better than colleges can get
Yeah.
you out now.
The next Jimmy Fallon's gonna be Jake Paul.
Yeah, it's gonna be somebody who already has a following and already knows how to like make shit work with the equipment that they have at their hands, you know.
Oh boy.
Fuck.
But yeah,
bro.
so I guess that's what my dad thinks I'm gonna do, and
It's fucking.
and yeah, he doesn't ask a lot of like personal questions. He's never been like, I mean, they know that they knew you were in school, and that you were at work at Target, so like they know the basics. They knew what was
Oh
going
yeah,
on.
that's a lot about me.
Yeah.
Like, where can I go to school? It's...
And I mean,
Surface
that's a
level
lot
details.
to that's a lot to know at the. It was funny though when my dad would be like, oh yeah, what school does she go to? And I was like, even I haven't.
It's like,
I
who
don't
gives
know
a
the name
shit,
of your
really?
community college, man. Sorry.
That's fine. It's a fucking community college. It's just named after the county. It's like, there's a million of them. It's not. I'm not. It's not something I'm proud of or would consider part of my identity.
Yeah. You dropped out already.
I technically, I don't know if my dad still has me with like 2 classes next semester. He took me out of my winter class. Because I would have been the whole entire trip. I would have just been doing shit.
Yeah. I mean, if you do have anything next semester, it'll all be online, right?
If I am still enrolled, I'm definitely gonna drop out. I'm not
Oh,
taking
yeah.
classes next semester.
Yeah, fuck that.
But obviously.
Yeah, we've got way too much shit to do for you to also be worried about classes. But yeah.
It's just a matter of like I don't care and I don't want to go out of my way to like write journalism pieces for my campus that is 30 minutes away.
like that are like corny as fuck anyway.
And I've already like written like really good pieces for a portfolio. Like I have some great news pieces. I'm just not interested in what community college has to offer, I guess.
Yeah.
Like my like I've read some of like the other students' works and I'm just like, this is a waste of my time. Like I'm just paying for classes that I've already taken just to get a degree that's not going to do anything for me. Like getting an associate's in journalism is not going to help me at all. It's just going to help me get a bachelor's, which I don't want to do. It's not really
Another
work for
2
me.
fucking years.
I fucking suck at school, so.
Yep. This is the kind of deep shit that my parents have never asked about, therefore don't know about
Yeah.
you.
Hi.
Surface level
Hi, Mom and
details.
Dad, if you're listening.
It's
Sorry, I'm a disappointment.
hard to get into complex motivations with parents.
Yeah, well it's hard for your parents to see you as anything other than a child.
Yes.
And like
And
to
they-
understand that you've
Yeah.
got like as much shit going on as
Yeah.
they did.
It's
Like,
psychological history, you know. There's a lot to catch up on why we do the things we do and what our
Yeah.
motivations are that
Yeah.
is rooted in our entire childhood and all this stuff. And that's what we've gotten into on Digibros and stuff. So
Right.
like
It
we're
has
just-
been
with our
explored.
parents, it's like you haven't been through this like complex web of things that makes us who we are today and why we make the
Yeah.
decisions we make. Like me being with Hope has this entire 6-year storyline that they don't have any comprehension of, and I
Yeah.
can't like sum it up to them in a simple
Yeah.
way to explain how much it means to me, you know?
right.
How ridiculously serious things
Yeah,
are.
I guess that we've always been. I guess maybe it's just that we perceive our parents as particularly like straightforward and simple people that we don't
I don't
feel we
know,
can explain
yeah.
this kind of stuff to them.
I
'Cause,
definitely feel that way about my parents. Like, I
Yeah.
could never explain, like, what I'm doing to them with words.
Right.
I need, like,
Your parents are very
an end
similar to mine
result.
in their like mindset about talking about shit. I think it
Yeah.
might just be their generation in general,
probably.
like just the way that they communicate. But because I feel like one of the properties of like the millennial generation is a lot more willingness to talk about real shit, like or to just drop it casually, you know. Like I feel like older generations always try to pretend nothing is wrong.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like
Every,
they're-
everyone is obsessed. All millennials are obsessed with explaining their entire life and like
Yeah.
why they do everything they do.
Yeah, well, we always think through like why we're doing the shit we're doing, and we also, I feel like for millennials, nobody feels it's first of all, being a victim is money as a millennial. So like, we don't feel the need to conceal the bad things that have happened to us the way that our parents do. Like, like, and it's worse going back every generation with that. Like, where I know my mom is hurt by the fact that her mom won't admit to things. You know, like,
because she's not open about anything.
No,
at all.
will not be open about absolutely anything. You know, and like, my mom, who isn't confident in who her real dad is, can never get confirmation about it from her mom, because her mom will never talk about that because she has to present herself as, you know, as like normal and not deeply flawed.
Not thinking.
And I think
at all.
that we've reached a point in society where like we expect people to have issues.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so, like, but, like, for our parents, it's like, when we tell them we have an issue, they're like, oh my god, what can we do?
Right, they try to
And you're like, no, not like that. We all have issues. It's normal. Like, this is what it means to be a human.
I forgot who it was from, but it was just, like, somebody, like, telling their parents, like, oh, I'm trans. And their parents like, oh, what can I do for you? And it's like, hormones. And his mom's like, what can I do for you? It's like, hormones. Yeah.
Like, she keeps asking, and
Yeah,
like, I
like-
just need hormones. Just buy me the fucking hormones. It's all I need.
They don't even talk about it.
Hope you talk a little closer with your mom, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're closer to your mom than probably any of us are with our parents.
I am really close to my mom, and she knows a lot about, like, even y'all. Like, I keep her updated about what y'all are doing too. She asks about you guys because she knows who you are.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Hope's mom is definitely the most inquisitive.
She is, for sure.
Like,
and she has
she
some
wants
of
to
those
be,
traits of the older people, but it's not so much that I feel like I can't talk to her about
It's
it.
probably partially because you're an only child, and so she's
Yeah,
never
and I'm
had
an
to deal
only
with
child,
multiple
so-
people to talk to, you know?
I'm the only
You're
one she
easier to
has,
keep
so
up
she
with,
really
yeah.
has no choice.
You were more close friends throughout life.
I mean, you keep saying close. I mean, I consider myself as close with mom as possible.
Yeah.
Just not. We just
Well,
don't talk about
Hope-
emotional shit. You
Hope,
know?
like, goes to her dinner with her mom every week.
Right.
Like, that close. Like, they interact regularly as normal friends.
Yeah.
As opposed to, like, you see them every
Fair
once in a
enough.
while, you know?
I
Like,
used
even
to
when we
have a
lived with our parents,
relationship.
Hope interacted with her mom more than, like, we ever did with our parents.
I
you know?
used to definitely have a relationship like that with my dad, because I would have considered him like my best friend when I was in college and shit. But ever since like I dropped out of school, like I feel like I'm just disappointing him a whole lot. So I just, he doesn't have to know. Like I feel like I'm just hurting him by doing this sometimes.
Aw.
But it's okay. Like
It trips me out that someone has been like really close with their dad, because my dad is so emotionally like, nope.
yeah,
I'm just like, what do you want?
it trips me out when people say that about their mom, because like my mom is hard to talk to.
May, I think I might be closer to your mom than you are.
I think you might
my
be
God.
right. I think you definitely have like a more positive relationship. Like,
Well, because she's never done anything bad to me, like
My mom's
abandon
never
my family or
hurt me
anything.
like
No.
intentionally. You know?
Well, yeah.
I think everybody's parents just probably
hurt them
like
in
fucked
some
them up.
ways.
Anybody who is fucked up, it's because their parents fucked them up.
But like, I feel like it's a lot easier for me to talk to your mom than it is for you
Oh,
to talk to your
definitely,
mom.
definitely.
Because I don't know, I find your mom really easy to talk to.
A lot of it's just anxiety of like seeing
Yeah.
and my mom that I don't kind of like seeing myself.
Right. Jeez.
I'm sorry for getting deep.
No, it's great, bro.
Yeah.
It's good, fam. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
That's why you have to do a 3-hour-long fucking Let's
get
Play.
through all the bullshit.
So that you can, like,
Think-
acclimate to Smash Bros, you know, calm down,
Just
have
think-
discussions.
All
get
you need
into it.
to do is think about how deep your future audience now thinks you are. Like now people are gonna be
There you
like
go.
watching your videos and they're gonna be like, oh man, that's like obviously she feels that way because of like her mom. It's
Yeah.
like,
I
like
don't know.
oh, did she watch Elfen Lied because her mom left her? Like, you know, they're gonna work it in, maybe. They're gonna start analyzing you.
I'm definitely gonna have some like fucking
You're gonna have some
crazy speculation.
I know it sounds like I'm making like a mean joke, but no, I'm actually just warning you that this is gonna happen.
Oh, I already expect the worst. Like, I have prepared myself for that PM sauce.
But when it's that weird, it's always just funny to me.
Yeah.
Like, because I get stuff that weird, I get comments that
I've seen.
I get comments that I don't understand, but they really crack me up, you know. And then I get the ones that like hit me too close, and I start thinking about it, and I go, oh shit, like, is that real? Like the whole gender fluid thing. I was like, oh fuck, wait. All these guys are saying
That
it's
was
true.
fun shit.
Oh, Victor, you wanted to finish our fucking debate.
I don't know.
You wanted to finish our whatever the debate.
I did have some different thoughts on it after being high.
The free will debate. You
Yeah.
had new thoughts about that while being high.
I had
after
new thoughts about
months
being high.
of like
Yeah.
planning to have that discussion.
I
you
didn't
had
plan to
brand
have
new-
the discussion. It was just I just figured it would be easier for us to hash it out while we're like in the same room.
Yeah.
Because we kept back and forthing on it.
I mean, I felt like it was a semantics thing, probably.
yeah, mostly.
Most.
And just that we were arguing two different ends to the point.
Yeah.
You know, like me and Hope had a specific point about like
Right. Okay. well,
determinism.
What's the argument we want to have? What's the
I don't-
argument
I
we
don't-
should
No
finish up?
arguments. Let's
Victor was
go.
all hype about this yesterday. He was like,
I wasn't
"Oh, we
that
definitely
hype. I
gotta
was just
finish
like, that
off our
was the
fucking
thing you can talk about.
determinism fight, dog." And I was like,
Yeah.
"All right."
Well, it's because we started with determinism, and then like you roped determinism into like free will, and then I like had to go back on free will
Which is what it.
because there's free will. Because we were just arguing from a perspective
it was a
of like
very econ-esque
debunking
debate,
Christianity,
you know?
and like it was a
Maybe.
nightmare.
Well, I think the point was that you guys were trying to say you did not believe in like the Christian idea of fate, and I was
Yes.
saying that fate is real, just not it's not like a guided process by a hand, you know. But then, even then, it's not possible to disprove that is the case.
Yeah, there's no possible way to prove anything.
Right.
So that's the way the cookie crumbles in the end. That's the root of the gay.
Well, we've been
Is that everything is gay and you shouldn't be worried about anything.
after a recent conversation May and I had, I realized I might be one of the world's like foremost nihilists. Like I think I might.
But then you believe in fate.
Yeah. Okay, that is nihilistic. See, that's what. This is why I feel like we're on a very different
yeah.
wavelength. About
Wait,
this.
no, because now I understand. You have a nihilistic view on fate because you're saying that you can't control anything you're doing, so nothing
Yes.
matters because it's all predetermined.
I'm saying it's all predetermined because you are just the summary of your experiences. Like,
Yeah.
the reason you make decisions is not because you have a soul that looks at every decision and, like, makes it based on, like, what your soul says.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do have that, it is defined simply, your soul is just your memories. Like, you make decisions based on...
You can't hide, bitch.
You make decisions based on who you are, you know? Like, sure, you might choose the soup or the salad, but, like,
Yes.
are you someone who generally likes soup or salad? It's gonna play a pretty big fucking role. And you're not that because, like, God said you were. You're that because you grew up that way.
Yeah.
Maybe you didn't eat as many soups. Maybe you had bad experiences with
You're
salads.
biologically unable to fucking digest salad.
Yeah,
How then
maybe the
does
salad's
that-
got
does
nuts
that
in it
become
and you will
fate?
die if you eat it.
Like, where...
Well, what I'm saying is no one's really making a decision. You're just following you're just kind of following the code that got you there, right? Like,
Yeah.
why are we all playing Smash right now? Like, everything in our lives led up to this, you know?
Yes.
So, like, everything's always just leading up to whatever it is. It's never you deciding to do something. It's always, like,
Well, except...
you just doing what you would
That's-
have done.
See,
you know?
to me, where you're coming in there is like a strange definition of you, and I find this with people who describe things as like my brain is telling me to do this, or my brain is acting this
Yeah.
certain way, and it's like, okay, well,
Are you trying to quote a Devu video
what,
at me? Or like-
the definition of what you are is
Yeah.
the sum of your experiences and the body that you inhabit. Like that is
Sure.
you. So like you can't say that you are not making a decision.
I'm
Because
just
your
saying that-
entire sum
I'm
of
just
your
saying that it's
existence
not-
is making the decision. Like
I'm
that
just saying
is
that the decisions
you.
are based on logic. Like, you're
Yeah.
not making decisions out of nowhere. You're just making it based
Well,
on who you
what
are,
is-
you know?
Yeah.
And
but
who
it's
you are
still
is
a
not something
decision,
that
though.
you controlled, though. You didn't make yourself. That's the difference between...
But you were in control of yourself now.
I mean, you are, but you're only doing the things that you would do. Like, you're not going to do anything you wouldn't do, you know?
Yeah, but I don't see how that is like not having a will, you know?
I think it just depends on how you define free will? Like, do you mean free will as in
is
like
the ability to make a decision
I think
and act upon
okay,
it, to me.
let's talk about like punishing people in society.
Uh-huh.
Like when we put somebody in prison, we say that it's because they decided to commit a crime, right?
Yes.
But like nobody would just decide to commit a crime if we were all like the same, right? You do that because you grew up in a way that led you to that.
Yeah.
It's never really your fault that society made you that way, you know? And it's never really anybody's fault that society made them that way. But we have to punish people because we don't have a better system.
Yeah.
Like if we could just reform everybody, if we could re-educate everybody, that would obviously be the right way to do it, right? But we can't do that because we just don't have the resources and time. If somebody murders a bunch of people, we need to have them off the street, you know? And if we don't have time to correct them and everything, we just gotta put them to death, that be that, you know? But like, it's not them deciding to be
Why the hell is
criminals.
someone knocking?
UPS.
Is it UPS? What do we order?
Pops is here. Order something for us guys.
Is it a big is it a dragon dildo?
Yes, it
I
is.
figured.
Express delivery.
I don't know what you would have.
Super express.
Did you get shoes or something?
What?
It's like a big ass. It's like a big ass big.
Fuck.
Well, we're still recording, so
Open it. It's a Digitas mail.
yeah, you want to do a mail?
Ferguson.
Whoa! Nice. We just. Fuck, man.
Free shit.
Sorry, Keith Ferguson. Get fucked.
You need to get your fucking shit together already.
Change
God
your
damn.
fucking
This
mailing address.
fucking Keith Ferguson. We've had to deal with so much of this person's mail, and now we've got free Christmas presents. Fuck them.
Hell yeah.
Well, it's definitely illegal to open someone else's mail.
They're not gonna know that.
Let's do it on screen.
Do you think they?
I didn't sign for that shit.
Have you guys ever been in like contact with this Keith?
No.
No, I've never.
They've
met
never
the guy.
So
like.
you just take their mail.
I just throw his.
We
mail
just
away
throw it in the
because,
trash. Yeah.
I see.
We don't like
They
check it or
make us mail
anything.
sometimes.
But now they just got an Amazon package, so I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. What the fuck is all this shit?
Or they maybe a neighbor who just like gets the address wrong.
I don't know.
Maybe.
They're probably whoever lived here before, you know. But then, like
We
on
get a lot of
Amazon, like it's
fucking
kind of
shit.
hard to fuck up. Like,
Yeah, you'd have to.
Well,
change
maybe
your
it's not true.
address.
well, yeah,
It's not
because
hard to
maybe they
fuck
still
up
have
at all.
the old address loaded in
I
there, and
just
so they
the other
accidentally
day had
click
to
their old
change it.
address instead of the new
Better
address.
fucking take your
Because
shit
if you
out.
click just like complete order, then like it just orders like.
Yeah, I mean, I've
based
accidentally
on
shipped
whatever.
stuff to the parents' house using Dad's Amazon.
But you can change it if you're quick. But
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
might not have
You
figured it
realize
out.
what you did.
Well, their shit's here now. Anyways, we were talking about fucking free will and all that faggot shit.
Yeah. Just basically, yeah, like, I don't think it's fair to ever, like, blame someone for being who they are. Society made
Yes.
them that way. And we're all just made the way that, like, that we got put out there, you know? But, like, we have to be held accountable just because of the fact that, like, otherwise the society wouldn't run.
Yeah.
But I consider that unfortunate. And I feel like when people make arguments for free will, they're usually making arguments that we judge people based on, like,
That's not what
on
I
their
care
actions,
about
like,
at all.
morally, you know? Well, I know you don't.
That would be
that's-
like what Nate's argument for free will. You know, he'd be going on about moral
Well,
ambiguity.
Nate
and
does
shit.
not believe in free will at all.
I know, but he would be arguing, you
Yeah.
know, about that where I don't care about the punishment of people in any
Well,
extent.
that's just kind of me breaking it down to like the broadest level of why it
Yes.
is important to talk about it all. Like, why does it matter if we have this debate? And it's because the way that people think of how they judge each other changes, especially in like a moralistic system where, like, you know, it's really held against like in a lot of religious systems, like if you are believed to be like it's the devil made you this way, like
Yes.
you are you know, it's like, no, the devil didn't make them that way at all. Society made them that way. Some people just fall through the cracks in society, and like,
Yes.
you know, we got to think of how we can fix that instead of thinking of how we can
Yes.
you know, eliminate those people. Like, we should be thinking about how to fix what created them, you know.
Yeah.
I agree.
But that's essentially my free will versus determinism rant. But I've been on this shit for like over 10 years, which is why I was so mad that you had kind of like flippantly brought up this thing, and I'm like, motherfucker, I've been having the fucking determinism debate the whole time I've been on the internet. you know?
Yeah.
Me and that's how me and Tom met.
I think you're using the wrong words.
No, that's when you debate that in like a philosophical context. That's what their words are. Like, it's free will versus determinism is the name of the debate that's been going on in academia forever, you know? Like, if you're gonna use those words, then that's what it means.
Alright.
And me and Tom would argue about it. That's how anybody in the PCP started meeting, was that, I made a video about like observations on MLP determinism, and I was trying to argue that MLP took place in an openly deterministic universe because they get cutie marks that literally tell them what their job is.
Yes.
And then me and Tom had a whole argument about it because he's very anti-determinism, very pro-free will, because he thinks that there's no meaning in the world unless we have free will, which is usually what most people who are pro-free will think. They don't want to believe that there is like no meaning behind their own decisions. But because I am the world's foremost nihilist, charging through a screaming void for all of my life where nothing has meaning ever, and there's no morals at all, and nothing created you, and you will return to the dust one day and be nothing. I don't know why I'm ranting.
Yeah.
Why did we bring up that I was the world's foremost nihilist?
You brought it up.
Because we had like an intense discussion about it.
I know, but like, was I bringing that up for a reason? I don't know if I want to bring up that whole discussion or anything. I don't know how comfortable you are.
I don't really care. I don't know. There's definitely like.
Basically, we were discussing just that May thought that there was a possibility that God could exist, and and she was worried that by thinking that I might think less of her because I am literally the most nihilistic person in the world. And then it was through her explaining that I realized that I am abnormally nihilistic. Like, that most people think that there is some possibility of a God. Like,
It's
even
comforting.
our mom thinks that. Like,
Yeah.
she doesn't think there's nothing when you die. She probably thinks she'll go to heaven or something. Like, even if she doesn't believe in God, you know? Like, I doubt she thinks that she's gonna...
I for sure don't believe in heaven. But
Yeah.
But I do believe that there might be like some higher order to help them.
Dude, my
There
dad...
could be aliens that created us. That
sure,
seems
yeah,
the
they're
most
like
likely
the
of
aliens.
anything is that there are aliens out there that kind of like
Yeah.
experimented with
I mean,
with biodevelopment
depending-
on this planet
I
and then
would
just kind of
say-
gave up when they reached humanity.
Well, I would
and
say
then they left
depending on
us
your
to our
definition
devices.
of aliens, we were definitely created by aliens.
Yeah.
It's like, no
Oh
question.
my god. We were high and we were watching some shit about aliens and I had to turn it off.
What
Ancient
were we-
aliens?
It was
We're
the
watching
fucking,
Ancient
like,
Aliens?
About the connections between like ancient Egypt and aliens.
It's Ancient
Ancient
Aliens.
Aliens,
You're watching
yeah.
Ancient Aliens.
It was like fucking.
Wait,
wild.
when was this?
Classic.
We were like just watching like high videos. It was
Oh,
talking
no,
about,
we were not watching Ancient Aliens, because I
see.
had never seen this shit. We were watching, Spirit Science.
Oh yeah.
I think I've seen Spirit Science too.
Dude, Spirit Science is the best meme channel in the world. Like,
Uh-huh.
it's not intentional a meme channel, but like, it is the best to watch as a meme. Everyone in the piece, that's where Munchie gets all his Christ consciousness shit from.
I see.
It's all from Spirit Science. But it's just like, it's all like trying to scientifically explain this incredibly complex spiritual system that is just like a bunch of horse shit, and it's really hilarious. But the have you ever watched Extra Credits video, Victor? The old, like, it's a YouTube show, Extra Credits. The style is literally that.
Yeah,
Like,
I've
they,
seen
like,
it.
copy pasted.
Yeah, because I remember watching it and like I was a little on board at first, like what is he talking about? And then it like kept going and going. I was like,
It
this
goes-
is fucking nothing. This is
It's
madness.
madness, yeah.
This is fucking insanity.
But there's,
Like,
like-
where is any evidence of this in real life?
There's like tons of those videos, and they get a lot of views. And like,
They're ridiculous.
when you read the comments, you can very rarely tell the difference between who's like serious and who's not. Because a lot of the comments are bullshit. They're people who like think it's funny and like are playing into it. But there's other comments that aren't. It's very confusing. But yeah. Anyway, my dad is pretty confident. My dad like strongly believes in like reincarnation, right? And he believes that like souls have a certain age to them. And like people who are like really intelligent or really successful, it's because their soul has been around for longer.
Yeah, that's
and like
classic.
he'll often say like he'll meet like a young, like if he meets like a really young kid but who acts really mature, he'll be all like, oh, they've got a really old soul, you know, like, I can tell they've
See,
got
that-
an older soul.
That
And
that
then-
to me is always like a short excuse to not recognize like the history of what made that person that way.
Oh,
you know,
yeah, I
like
agree.
what if this guy's just had such a fucked up life that he is just like jaded now?
Well,
you know,
I think
like,
Dad would
I don't
think
know.
that his soul contributed to that in some way.
yeah.
I don't know. He also thinks that after
weird.
you die, your soul like travels the galaxy, going to different planets and like, experiencing other
that
lives.
just wants to,
and then
whatever
it comes back to
makes
this
him
one.
feel cool, fun, you know?
Yeah, he is a very like sci-fi idea, but he like totally believes in it. Like he talks about that old soul shit like it's totally normal,
Yeah.
you know.
Dude, if you hang out with actors, they're all on that fucking wavelength,
yeah.
man. They're all like
I just
super,
run away.
like, it's kind of sappy to me, like this
Oh, it's ultra sappy to me.
comforting, like,
But that's why I'm the ultimate nihilist.
spirituality. It's like, dude, whatever.
I think that's where I think the reason I'm such a nihilist is definitely a hipster thing. Like it's definitely a I see everything else as trying to make yourself happy by believing in something. Like
Yes.
I see it as like
It's comfort.
like we can't deal with the idea that there's nothing, and so we have to have something, you know.
Yeah.
But I also
And then,
recognize that that's me like going too hard in the other direction, and like it can be difficult sometimes to realize that you actually think nothing matters, and then you're like, oh god, what am I even doing then? Like, what is life if nothing matters?
What doth life?
Life
What
is just
the
staying happy,
life?
dog. It's creating what matters to you. And dedicating yourself to that.
It's a nihilistic suburban void. Flip a coin to decide the meaning devoid. There is no reason not to be paranoid. You cannot build on this, it must be destroyed.
You didn't hear any of the Jim Carrey identity stuff from the
No.
Breath of the Wild that around?
No, I haven't watched it.
Because there's stuff about just like
Ooh, sexy Zero Suit.
Oh yeah, she's pretty good.
in a.
You'd be a good cosplay of Zero Suit.
Cause I got that booty.
Yeah. Well,
There's not a lot of people characters I could cosplay.
I know I tell you this all the time, but I think you'd look amazing in a plug suit.
I think I will. I think I
What are you talking about, Vic?
Anyways, from
Talking
the
about shit?
will. Sorry.
Jim Carrey's perspective, he's definitely a nihilist, and he's just kind of like, if nothing matters, if you are nothing, then you can become someone else, you know? And so the way he approaches acting is that he becomes a different person and is no longer Jim Carrey. Like,
Jim
Carrey is dead. Like, he is not Jim Carrey anymore.
This nigga
and he kind of takes
this
that...
nigga read Death of the Author and took it too seriously.
Yeah, he takes the approach to identity where it's like, you are nothing, so you can be literally whatever you want. Because, like, the construct of your identity is
that
meaningless.
makes sense to me. I feel like I could live that way if I wanted to.
So he's like you're born and you're given a name and you're given a family and you're told what matters to you and nothing actually matters. You are whatever you want at your core. And so what I go on about is like deconstructing that idea and deconstructing identity to a point where it's like nothing that I am matters at all. And nothing, like all of the things that make up my pride and like who I am in my values doesn't matter. So for me, I'm able to kind of take a step back and deconstruct that and then look at what I do want to matter, you know?
Yeah.
And that's how I've determined that I can relinquish having pride and like really giving a shit about things that I shouldn't give a shit about, and mostly just give a shit about hope and like making money, you know?
Yeah. I feel you, Jan. I feel you.
Because it's like you gotta control. You can control who you are if you recognize that what has come before you to make you act the way you do doesn't actually mean anything.
I think it's really interesting to me that you have to like really like think about like relinquishing pride and stuff like that, or like those aspects.
My natural impulses are to be like more jealous and prideful and like that's just how I grew up feeling, you know?
Yeah.
It's like that's in my core somewhere, but through my maturity I have just become super chill about stuff.
I'm fascinated
And I'm
that
hard
like,
on myself,
that
too.
like part of what your adulthood and maturity has been is like controlling your personality. Like deciding
that it's more letting go of my personality and just like
same difference. You're
having
controlling
new
it.
personality.
You're controlling it then.
But it wasn't a conscious decision to control it. It's a realization after the fact that that's what I did. You know.
I see. Well, so you've tried to like manage the way that you think is what I'm trying to say.
I guess to an extent.
You're trying to make
I've
sure you
changed
think
my perceptions
clean.
of how things are.
Yeah.
for the better.
You think clean instead of thinking toxic, you know?
Yeah.
And for me, I've never had that issue. What I have had is I have to control my impulses.
Yeah.
Because most of the problems I have in life come from me, like, getting emotional quick. Like,
yes,
reading a bad comment and immediately wanting to do something about it, you know?
Yeah.
Or, like, writing a video and needing it to come out immediately. Or just, like, being overly impulsive about things. And, like, you know, you can make things happen fast without it happening unclean, you know?
Yeah.
And I do too much stuff unclean. Like even just in my videos, I was using this as... I made a podcast about this recently, but I'll mention it again. I made that video 1 Million Ways to Love and Hate Anime, and that video could have easily been like a very successful video. It probably should have been, right? Probably should have had a couple 100,000 views. But I had it up, and I didn't know what to do about the thumbnail, and YouTube auto-suggested me a picture from Overlord, right? And I thought, well, Overlord's a popular show, we'll just leave it as that. But it's not really an appealing picture other than that it's from this popular show.
Shit.
And the video didn't get a whole lot of views, and I thought if I hadn't, like, impulsively just decided to just use the one that YouTube recommended me, if I had actually, like, sought out the perfect thumbnail, this video would probably have way more views. But it's because I just want things to happen fast, and I don't think about doing it right all the time, that I just kind of, like, released it. And so lately I've been trying to, like, hold everything. Like, for instance, Devu finished editing my next video, which was supposed to come out by the end of December, but we didn't get it out by then. He sent it to me like 15 minutes after midnight on January 1st, right? So like right after I just proposed and everything. So of course I didn't see it that night. We didn't end up seeing it all day yesterday because I didn't actually check Discord. I just came straight here yesterday and we got high all day. And then today I finally saw it this morning. Now, me of like 6 months ago would probably have seen that Devu had uploaded that and been like, alright, May, we're gonna sit here and watch this whole video and then I'm gonna release it ASAP. But because I knew I didn't want to release it immediately, because I wanted to like think about the thumbnail and make sure it's perfect, I was like, we're not even gonna watch it yet. It doesn't matter when it comes out, you know?
Yeah.
And like, I've been taking that attitude of it doesn't matter when it comes out with regards to everything, which is why my content slowed down for the later half of the month. But like, I've been working just as hard. I'm just not releasing stuff. I'm like, I don't want it all to come out like impulsively and half-baked or like 95% of the way done, but the last 5% was the important part, you know? Like, you just gotta make sure everything gets all the way done.
Yeah.
And I think that's what my emotional growth has been about lately. Is like taking a step back and not trying to do everything so fast and like burn through it all, you know? Just hang back and have some fun.
That's
smoke some weed and
part of my
hang out
entire
with my
life.
girlfriend.
I take the slow road, and it's like you gotta slow down sometimes and be like, all right, not gonna become successful tomorrow, you know?
Yeah.
Just taking the slow road.
Or
Being with hope is my biggest motivation to know that my life will work out, because like that was a long road to go down. That is like all of my emotional development comes from that experience. So eventually, you know, I'll get something. I just want to make a living wage, you know? I want to have as much money as you do right now, and then I'll be perfectly fucking fine. Where me and Hope can just go out and get food a lot, you know, and just like not feel bad about it. I want to feel guilty buying a fucking coffee, you know? That's all I want.
Yeah.
It's true freedom. True freedom is just like knowing you can spend $5.
Exactly. Knowing you can spend $5. That's all I want.
May's a big coffee girl.
And to not have to buy any more fucking urgent firm shit.
That's
and
all
just
I
feel like
think
I
I
have
fucking
quality
buy.
stuff.
Like,
Yeah, spend a lot on coffee and that's about it.
that's it. That's why I can.
So
Yeah,
you're on the
that's
same
why you could
page as
afford
us.
to buy as much coffee.
Me and Hope
Coffee
buy
is the
coffee all the time. We have an espresso machine. It's the greatest
I
thing ever.
need to buy an espresso machine.
It revolutionizes your life.
Mine was free because I worked for it. And
Well, then it wasn't free.
Yeah.
It was
well,
free because I worked for it.
I would have been paid like $50 or something. It was $50, but it's fucking worth it.
To just have espresso on demand.
Yeah, you just
it's
make
fucking, I would make
lattes
myself
every morning.
so sick.
It's pretty good.
We should do it.
It
We
makes me
should
feel
do it now
terrible
that
to do it
we're
myself.
now that we're probably not going to leave the house for any time.
You can try one of our espresso cups.
Because, like, you know, coffee... Oh, my God. I just realized that I haven't showed you CGP Gray's coffee video. Like, I reference it in my own head all the time, but I just realized I'd never shown it to you.
You haven't.
He made a video that basically like scientifically proves that coffee is all good and you should do it all the time. Like, and ever since I watched that, like up until I saw that video, I had always thought coffee was like relatively unhealthy for you.
Right.
After
I
that, I was
take a
like,
shit.
oh, I feel like an idiot because I don't drink coffee.
Should we take a session break?
It's probably getting close to
Yeah,
Like,
let's go
almost
ahead.
5. I gotta take a shit.
Let's go ahead
yeah.
and finish this
All right,
episode.
guys.
See you next time,
time
on the episode 2 of the
we're gonna play Phantasy Star Online.
Digi Bros and Digi Hoes.
We're gonna play PSO on the next one because that'll be fun.
Okay, are we gonna do that at the other house then?
No, we'll just bring a controller over here.
Oh.
Anyway, oh yeah, that was 2.5. 2 and